Shout out to the real. Shout out to the fake. Shout out to that nosy bitch. She better stay in her place. Get it live. Punk. We got CINEMAX, extraordinary producer of music and film. We breaking down history. 50 years of hip hop right here on HighlyDishFunctional. I got Black Street, Wesley Bernstein, my co-host. We putting it down. We doing it for the town. Shout out to the real. Talk about it.
What up? Thank you for having me. Straight up.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, man, no, I obviously got out the hospital. I wanted to make it here, and this means a lot to me. Straight up.
Man, nigga, we appreciate you making it here.
For real,
and like I said, my man was in the hospital. He had a heart attack, and I was trying to postpone the shit, and he didn't want to postpone it.
Nah.
So this is groundbreaking. This is life-changing incident. And not only that, I want to know what happened when you had the heart attack, man.
All right.
Was you sniffing coke?
I don't sniff coke. No, I don't do coke. I don't do any.
No, I don't think you.
I smoked weed a lot, but
shit just happened.
yeah, I mean it's a lot of things. You know, a very stressful life, and I'm like Ronnie knows, and I'm in a case fighting for my daughter, and in addition to that, I develop high blood pressure, and sometimes I miss those pills I'm supposed to be taking, and then my shit rockets. So my blood pressure was at 275 over 1 something.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then when I saw the numbers, I knew what they were, and I just woke up in NYC.
That's a real issue, man. We like a lot of people don't focus on health. You feel me? And that's real to even expose that. And
Yeah, I take hydralazine and metalopine, fucking labelatol.
You diabetic?
I was diagnosed with diabetes at one point, but
Listen, that
I don't do
had
any
you
sugar,
soft, man.
So because I didn't want to. I was at one point I was stabbing myself with the insulin, But I talked to the doctor and I was like, yo, there's got to be a way for me to stop stabbing myself with these needles. And he was like, look, man, just stop eating sugar, stop eating anything white.
Straight.
And that's what I do. So I really, basically my day just starts with like a little coffee, and I try not to even eat until like 2, and then try to get some fruit. And then I'll try to have some like salmon or something at night. And just try to be skinny.
So you're not bypassing this incident. You're not, fuck this shit, whatever happens, happens. Because I grew up with family members
No.
that didn't give a fuck.
I want to live. I just feel
Including my grandma, rest in peace, Nanny. She didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. And Wes, grandmoms didn't give a fuck about
I
none of
know,
that
Nanny
shit.
was like that. But listen, that was how we was. This is how we are today. And the beautiful thing is that we can go through this shit right now and have the information to fucking grow beyond that, so we can fucking get better, because you're here.
Yeah.
And you're fucking one of the best producers in this fucking country.
Oh, man.
And this morning you was in the fucking hospital. And tonight you're on a fucking podcast. On the HighlyDishFunctional podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to the real. Give it up. Give it up.
Give it up.
Give it up.
That's some good
He's
shit.
being real modest right now.
Well,
He's being real
wasn't gonna
modest
miss
right
it
now.
because I needed to do this.
So let me ask you something.
And I appreciate you, because when I hit you up earlier and you was like, it has to be done, Wes.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna, because I felt like you guys put all the work into like promoting it and all that, and what do I look like?
And we slipped with that because you was fucked up, so we slipped.
We
We
wanted to
did.
get you next week, man.
Yeah, because who the fuck is gonna come on a fucking podcast
After.
a fucking heart attack?
Like,
And you could have said, you know what, man, that was the fucking greatest excuse in the world.
Real talk. Wes.
That's commitment. That's
it has to
commitment.
be
Let's
done,
give
Wes.
it up again.
I'm like,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, give it up,
That's
man.
some good shit right there.
So listen, when we talk about the heart attack, and we talk about what you just been through, this is now.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened
I don't know.
before we get to life?
It just happened.
Like I'm a pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
I'm on medication. I don't take it. I just lost weight and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I go through the same things. I go through the same fears. You know what I'm saying?
I changed my diet completely.
I had 4 strokes, man. and I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that if you don't follow that regimen, I mean, I'm on a specific regimen with the pills and everything, and yeah, if I don't do it, my blood pressure goes, and I'm instant ICU. This is my fourth time in it, but this one was the worst. You know, but the only thing I can say is that, you know, from having gone my first time in the ICU, it was the same thing. My blood pressure was in the 250s or whatever, and at that time, you know, that was the first. Basically, I was still eating like an American. Coca-Cola,
sad American diet.
Yeah, I was eating like
obesity
an American.
Type shit.
I was 312
standard
pounds.
American diet.
And when I got to that hospital, I was in there for 12 days, and I lost fucking 70 pounds. And you know,
You lost 70 pounds?
yeah, I lost 35 pounds in the first night.
That's wild.
First night.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, like this time I went in around 224. I came down to 194, and somehow all the food I ate in the last just today brought me to 2 something. I'm shocked. I'm like, what the fuck? I wanted to, like, the benefit of having this fucking health problem is to lose weight, you know?
God damn.
You know?
He was a trooper, man.
But
how did you feel? How did you feel? How did your family take it? When you was laying on the floor, because you had to be helpless to go to the hospital.
Sure.
So how did you feel about that?
Well, it's a gradual slope. What happens is, you know, because we've all had colds before, right? We all get the chills. We all go through, like maybe a food poisoning or throwing up or something. It's just that my body, when it starts throwing up, it just doesn't stop. They're like, I'll just throw up for fucking 15 hours. Like, and
Throw up?
Yeah, like water. Just clear water.
Can't hold nothing down.
It's impossible.
But listen,
And then I'm hoping that I'm hoping that my body just says, you good. But it never does. It's like, nah, you're going to throw up again. So they make a pill, it's called Zofran. And the Zofran thing, you know, I guess, it levels out the nausea. I don't know. It's
listen, the back in the days, what we used to do was we used to take ginger. You know what I'm saying?
Ginger is really good too.
Like,
there's natural ways of doing things
like
too,
ginger.
and of course that's the way you should do it. But I've been American for a long time.
But listen, when you understand, listen, when you on the standard American diet, what it promotes is, you know, drugs. You know, take this or the Zolopan or the Phenomenon or, you know, whatever it is. I get it. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I mean, it's scary.
So when you talk about eating and you talk about shit like that, what do you have a hard time stopping eating? You have a guilty pleasure?
Oh no! Before that, I was just American, so I was just like straight up and down eating everything, like everything.
McDonald's, everything.
Oh, anything,
Did you implement
just
pork
anything.
in your
Pizza.
diet?
No, I was never on the pork thing, but yeah, I wasn't really into that. But you know, I would have cheeseburgers and pizza, and you know, and
no pepperoni.
no, I don't care for that. I mean, you know, but I'll have the pizza. You know, I like the salt. You know what I mean? It's that nonstop food shit'll fuck you up. It's all the bread, really.
Now, one thing that you mentioned is, you know, your fight for your daughter.
Sure.
And
I wouldn't even call it a fight. It's a loss for me, you know? Yeah, it's just a
I
loss.
I want to know what that's about.
And
let's talk about that.
And before you answer,
Sure.
like I have fight with my kids.
Yeah.
I go through it all day. I'm going through it right now. It's the holiday time, and I'm going through it. I'm not in the best spirits as myself. Like my kids' mothers is fucking me around.
Holidays can't be the holidays.
I can't even enjoy the holidays, and I'm a jail nigga, so I ain't been here all holidays. So I'm going through it right now, and I'm trying to do the right thing, and these fucking hoes is putting me through it. They putting me through it.
No.
And I gotta keep it real, because I'm upset about it.
Nah, but you can't go on holes because you chose them, Rob. You chose them, man.
I ain't gonna say
Nigga,
And these is the mothers, and these is the mothers, and these is the mothers of the
fuck them
children.
kids, right?
Now, sometimes you gotta say fuck the kids,
But sometimes you gotta say fuck them kids.
Sometimes you gotta say fuck the kids to
Yeah,
protect
that's
yourself. Because life is about self-preservation.
Listen, if I can't take care of me, I can't take care of you.
That's what I'm talking about. So
Yeah, but the thing is with a man is when you can't take care of yourself,
It hurts.
and that's the penalty. But the thing is, I'm talking about trying to do the right thing, and trying to be in your kid's life and women giving you a hard time. And I'm going through that right now. Like, I got my daughter, I'm trying to do Christmas shit for her. I'm Muslim. I don't even celebrate Christmas, but because I'm a jail nigga, I try to give money and let them celebrate and be a part of it. Yeah, because their mothers is Christian or whatever.
How do you handle that situation?
So how do you deal with it?
My situation's a little unique.
It gotta be. If
Look,
you come from the hospital,
I'm down to talk about it because it's already public.
It ain't public here, because I don't know about
I don't know nothing about it.
We're going to get to the bottom of it right now.
It's like this, you know? It's deep, actually. Okay? I grew up in Jamaica, Queens.
Shout out to Queens. A lot of legends came from there. Queens, Mobb Deep, Nas, Run DMC.
We're not going to big up
shout
Bimmy.
to the Cake
We're not bigging up Bimmy.
Why would we big up him? What do you do?
So this is the point of what I'm saying. So I grew up in a neighborhood, right, where this guy Russell Simmons created this label called Def Jam. All right. Ironically, as a kid, that block I grew up on was a terrible block. So I grew up in a place where I really couldn't come outside. In my neighborhood, I was called White Boy. And yeah, so in my neighborhood, I'm telling it how it is.
They call me black. Ain't that some shit?
No, I'm explaining some
no,
real
you
real
black
shit.
as a motherfucker.
So
real shit.
my
Blackest
neighborhood,
nigga I knew.
my neighborhood was the kind of place where getting tough will get you killed. So I grew up in an area where you don't do the smart back talk. You don't fucking, like, when you're getting robbed, you say yes sir, and you get to know your robbers by name. So I would know, like, you know, when I would see my man Marlon or Bernard Dorsey, these were legendary Jamaica Queens thieves, and when they would see me, they would go easy on me. You know, in fact, my neighbor was real bad, so I had to use an address in the white neighborhood called Bayside so I could go to school there, because I couldn't go to school in my neighborhood. Because the first day I went to school, my principal was shot in the head. I went to school with Curtis Jackson, 50, and 50 could tell you this. This is our school. So nobody went to school at Andrew Jackson. Like the success failure rate was something like 96% do not graduate, 4% graduate. The 4% that graduated were some like incredible linebacker motherfuckers. You know what I mean? That they went to like NFL or some shit. Because like they were so big. And the one positive thing Andrew Jackson had was an undefeated football team. They were 17-0, and I never knew anything about football, but I knew our team was 17-0. I tell you that. The motherfuckers would never, they had a threatening vibe, so they would play all these schools in Queens, Jamaica, Edison, Martin Van Buren, and the whole vibe is like, if you think you're going to beat us, we're going to kill you after the game. So you're going to drop that ball, you're going to fumble. That's the kind of neighborhood I grew up in. And anyway, I'm saying all that to say, Russell used to kick it to my mom. You know, my mom is...
Simmons?
Yeah, Russell Simmons.
Russell. He's a Russell, nigga. Ain't you talking about Queens, nigga? Russell Def Jam, nigga.
Okay, so now this is the point I'm trying to make. Later on in life, you know, obviously I'd end up working for Red. I'd end up bumping into Russell a couple times. I always thought of him as a very nice person. And obviously I was trying to be cool with Russell Simmons, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm trying to be cool with this motherfucker, right?
Of course.
Anyway, later on in life, you know what I mean? I end up meeting the love of my life, you know? So I believe that's what I think, you know? And turns out, you know, she used to be with Russell Simmons, you know?
God damn.
You know the game.
So your girl, Russell, hold up, Russell hit that?
Yeah,
Listen, man.
Russell had a great time.
Niggas had his way with her.
It happens when you're in the industry, though. It happens.
Well, I'm going to just be real with you.
You in the hood, so it happens in the hood.
No, shit happens, but I'm going to tell you, this woman is an incredible woman, all right? Like, Russell was after an incredible woman. Right?
Oh, you still love her?
Oh, I love her. She's the mother of my kids. I don't care how much she puts me through hell.
So that goes
I'm
back
not going to stop loving her anyway. She had me arrested. She has her boyfriend trying to shoot me with a gun. She has me fucked. She's running across the country with the courts, dodging me, living like a fucking gypsy, hiding like the FBI, you know? Not even picking up her phone. She's a fucking weirdo over this fucking thing. I'm going to tell you what it's really about.
I'm going through that right now.
Yeah, well, my shit's a little different.
Talk about it. Let him talk about it, because this is some good shit. He getting into some good shit.
No, I'm explaining it to you really what it is.
Let's talk about it.
And
Highly dysfunctional.
I was dysfunctional. When I met her, I was just starting to do my little music thing. And to be truthful, she was riding with me. and I was broke. You know, I'm living with my mom. It's not cool. She's a little sexy motherfucker. So it's not cool to be living with your mom with this girl that used to go out with Russell Simmons, who was flying on jets and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm thinking, oh my God, like in my eyes, I'm looking like, damn, this is the most beautiful woman I've ever been with in my life. You know, that's what I was thinking.
He can't measure up to the competition, though.
No, he is winning.
This is a true story, too. I had like...
No, you winning. If you can fuck something like that, you winning.
But you still got to... You trying to measure up to the competition.
He can't measure up.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Go ahead.
You know,
There's some good shit. Go ahead with it.
I'm not even like I love this woman. It wasn't like I wasn't trying to hit it. I was trying to be with her for the rest of my life.
ED or E?
No, I don't have ED. I'll tell you the truth though. This is real talk. And my homegirl over there, she can attest to this, and I'm honest, right? So I was overweight, and you know, like, and I keep it all the way real.
Fat niggas is always winning with the girls.
No. I'm just gonna keep it real. My homegirl, she said, "What's wrong with your dick?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "What?" You know what I mean? But really, I was fucking. You know, the truth was, I was fucking, you know, smoking a lot of weed. I was doing a lot of things. Yeah, and I just wasn't having sex. Like,
listen,
you know, it's unbelievable.
Yo, listen.
This is real.
Yo, listen.
No.
For the brothers that's going through this, listen, for the brothers that's going through this, ever, if you ever going through some shit like that,
No, I'm telling you the truth.
Listen, all you need to do is eat beets.
No, it's not true. So here's what I did.
That shit is good for your blood and it'll get your circulation going.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I have an ex-girlfriend. I'm going to tell you this is the truth. I have an ex-girlfriend, and you know, she just knows how to register with me, and she just gets the best out of me. So some
people get the best out of you. Some people don't.
Yeah, I don't want to put her name out there.
Like a lot of people talk about sex, like every time it's good. Wow. Some people have chemistry with you. They get you. They know how you get down. They can feel your energy.
Well,
and
here's
they
the truth. She's actually
from
around the area right here. She's a very beautiful girl, and no, she is popular, and that's for sure. But
we ain't putting her on record.
I can't do that to her. I love her.
No, we never.
No. But she's a beautiful girl, and I don't have that many girlfriends. People know who she is if you know me, and yeah, I mean, she's just able to like make everything work. So then, she's on some real shit. She's on some like, let me make sure you're working so you can go find your girl.
That's some good.
Because she just thinks she's better than me anyway. So her whole life, she's always felt like she was too beautiful for me. She always gave me pity sex. You know, she's like, you know, I'm just giving you some pity pussy. You know?
Haven't we all gotten that?
That pity pussy be good too.
Yeah, we all got
my
that.
baby's mom gave me pity pussy too. You know.
You said what?
Yeah, no, I just think that's how it went, and I was fucked up. So, like, truth be told, I was fat. I didn't even know it. I was pre-diabetic. I was 312 pounds. I had this girl loving me. Like, I remember one time, like, REDMAN came in, and he looked at her real strange, like, fuck is this bitch doing with Chris? Like, it looked weird. You know what I mean? And I remember him looking weird, and she said something like, oh, I'm here for my king, or something weird. Like, I was like, king? Damn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she tried to show REDMAN, yeah, she tried to make me feel good, and, but the real truth is that she really wasn't with me full time, and she was still with her ex the entire time. And
they'll do that too.
And then she got pregnant.
Not by you.
No. By me.
Oh, so this is the same girl.
Yeah, she just didn't know who the father was.
He was.
Oh, so you went through that in the beginning. You knew that.
No. I didn't know anything.
She didn't tell you like, oh, I don't know.
She never told me anything. All I know is that I was just, you know, like, hey, what's up? And then what happened was one day is that she just says to me, you know, my grandfather's dying. We have to go to New Orleans. So I said, okay. I go to the house. I meet, you know, the grandfather. Very nice guy, classy in hospice, getting taken care of by the family. He's clearly dying of cancer, right? And I understand that there was bitterness between the family. The brother, basically what was happening was everybody was kind of eyeballing the house and the property and wondering who was going to get it.
Mm-hmm. That's how it is when somebody dies.
Yeah. Nigga shit.
Everybody worry about the money.
Nigga shit.
And who got it.
I could see, you know, for what it was worth, she was pregnant, emotional. She couldn't tell me, I don't know who the baby's father was. So she basically tells me, get the fuck out of my house. I'm sitting there like,
what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, we just flew here. What the fuck are you talking about?
They do that. Guilt make you do that.
So
yeah, she fucks you
listen,
around.
because I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, she tried to get physical with me.
They do that too. Guilt make you do that too.
Now, I would have never put a hand on her ever in my life. I truly love this woman, even today, after all the shit she did to me. I'm telling you this. Okay, but our mother comes to me and says, I want you to know. I said, well, I want you to know I love your daughter. Appreciate your creation. She said, I want you to know my daughter's a motherfucking liar.
I get you.
So I'm sitting there, I'm on a dirt road in Louisiana. I don't know nobody out there. I'm in, like, listen, I'm in the deep South, bro. You hear me? And I walked across that fucking long-ass 23-mile bridge that you see. Yeah, I got to know New Orleans like nobody else because of this situation. So I know New Orleans like you wouldn't believe it. I later on, my daughter was born. She, I guess, saw that the baby was mine. So she invited me 6 months later during COVID when the country was shut down. All right, I drove down there with Juice
like
and Coltrane.
Shit.
Yeah, and then I drove down there. She basically was sending me texts like, look, if you don't send me $2,500 or something, you'll never see your kid again.
Money
grab.
So I was like,
that's that money grab.
Cash grab.
I'm like, girl, you're not going to have to worry about money. Like, you know, like, I'm not even saying
like have a baby by me, baby. Be a millionaire.
No, you know, I just looked at it like God was going to provide.
I ain't buying nobody nothing.
No, I just thought God was going to make it work.
Well, that's what 50 said.
So you want to make it work, and you're going to put it in the work because
I didn't
it's
have
about
any
your
plan on
daughter.
making money at all. That's the truth. So this is the truth, too. I got to tell you, this is interesting. So Nadi, that's her name. She's at the house.
Shout out to Nadi. You're a piece of shit.
No, don't do
that.
We got to
That's
do
okay.
that. That's
She's
me.
a good
That's
person.
me.
She's a good person.
That's not him.
She acts shitty. She's a shitty person. But she's not
shitty.
She's shitty. But
Fuck her.
she's still a person. You know, she's living with me while I'm meeting 38 SPESH, BENIE, for the first
38
time.
SPESH. I can't wait to get to this point.
You was fucking with BSV. Real heavy.
So this is a true story. BENIE and SPESH, they're just starting out.
yeah.
So Nadi's vibe is just like, why you letting them over here? Who are these people? Why are you treating them like they somebody? And she doesn't understand. I treat everybody like they somebody. I don't care.
Always did.
Yeah, because
Respect
anybody
that, man.
that's giving me a
Always
job,
did.
I'm so lucky to have it because I know what
Always
it's like
did.
to not have one. And the studio could sit empty all day. That's the real side of it.
That's
you know?
real.
But
That's real shit.
you
You've
can
always
also
been that
not
way.
be selling beats.
Can I ask one question
Yes.
now? Like, what made you grace us?
What do you mean?
No. You can say that later.
Okay.
Get back to the story.
All right, so basically,
You can talk about us
Okay.
after you finish the story. We got to get the
yeah,
story
okay,
down.
so yeah, no problem. So
You can't break it up right now.
I just didn't know, okay, that I had no idea about
Won't be
what
on
38 SPESH and what Benny the Butcher were doing in upstate New York. Okay, I really didn't know. But specifically 38 SPESH, because he interested me the most. Because
Buffalo, right?
he's from Rochester. Benny and Conway and Westside, they're from Buffalo.
they're from Buffalo.
This area, I didn't know much about it. I went there once as a kid with my mom to see Niagara Falls, and I just remember driving through and saying, "Shit's like
Beautiful.
no, it's like Jamaica, Queens. It's ghetto. as
Since-
fuck."
No, Rochester's fucked up. Them niggas get busy up there.
Listen. Don't be in prison. If Buffalo lose, don't say nothing about Buffalo.
And I've been in prison.
So Rochester is always
and
legit.
I've been in prison
Word,
up in
that's
Buffalo
real shit up there.
and Rochester. And when you in jail with them niggas,
That's it.
New York City is the outsiders.
That's true.
Like I've been in prisons up
Listen,
there.
Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, them motherfuckers give it up.
You are the
Shout out,
outsiders
shout out.
from New York City.
Shout out to the motherfuckers.
When they run to jail,
the rough buff.
they run to jail. So
Shout out to the rough
So
buff.
yeah, basically, long story short, and I'm very honest about this. I even tell
You know,
Spesh
rock
about this too.
boys.
I was introduced from Spesh from a guy. I shouldn't talk about him, even though I want to talk about him because he's a motherfucker I want to talk about. But this motherfucker introduced.
Motherfucker Jones.
Now this motherfucker introduces me to Spesh because he really thought Spesh wasn't as up as the other guys. And he figured, let me throw him this bone, like figuring
Like he was never gonna be what he's gonna be.
exactly.
Right.
And quite honestly, what I ended up finding out was Spesh really is the upstate guy. I had no clue. I really had no clue. So I was sitting there. I remember LD called me up one day. He's like, "You know who you with?" I'm like, "Nah, who am I with?" And I really didn't. Honestly, I'll tell you the truth.
They had the black.
Yeah, no, but here's what happened. You know, like you've seen a lot of these rappers
Yeah.
A lot of rappers floss. A lot of rappers have money. Well, I never met a man like 38 SPESH who ran a company like a Fortune 500 company. I mean, this is a guy that not only paid me like a doctor, but handed me my fucking tax papers afterwards because his business is all the way legitimate.
Good shit.
Like, you know what I mean?
Shout out to 38 SPESH,
Yeah.
man.
Dre, shout out
that's-
38
Give it up
SPESH.
for him right here, right now.
Word.
Yeah, and
Highly dysfunctional.
like, yeah, and on some real shit, a lot of jobs I did not want to do for SPESH. Okay, sometimes he would give me some shitty jobs, he would give me some great jobs, but he would always give me a job, and he would always tell me, you know, like, listen, I'm always there to give you some work. But one thing I learned from 38 SPESH is what the kind of work that it takes to run a label.
So you fuck with Black Soprano family.
Yeah, because of SPESH, I ended up working with Conway, BENIE, and really because of him, like they see me as a friend and a family, you know.
I actually sat in the basement with Benny.
What you was doing in the basement, nigga?
BENIE's a cool motherfucker.
Nene's house.
Yo, listen.
We're in the Valley.
Yeah, in the
Okay.
valley. He was fucking with Eric.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, well, I understand what goes on.
Yeah, that's the whole vibe. That's awesome, good shit. And they should be fucking with us because we the best motherfuckers around. Like we the hottest ticket.
Well, Spring Valley, unfortunately, is a
Gateway.
Say it.
Gateway.
Well,
Say
Hey,
it. Tell
talk
the truth.
about
It's a
it.
gateway.
well, I mean, you know, it's a great way to make a couple $100,000.
Straight.
Off rip.
Straight.
You already know.
It's a lot of sadness to make a profit off of in Spring Valley.
And why would you say this?
Why'd you say sadness? Yeah, you're right.
Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is you know, whether a business is moral or amoral, it's still a business. You know?
Morally.
Now let's talk about the amoral parts of things.
Well, I mean, it's just, I mean, clearly, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people that abuse hard drugs. Spring Valley is a great place for that. And, you know, it's a great town to make a lot of money if you're focused and you're not.
Shout out
you're
to
not
Chris
using hard drugs.
Pinsett, a.k.a. CINEMAX.
No, I'm just being honest. I mean, you know, so you know, it's a gold mine for a lot of people, and people can start a great career in Spring Valley, believe it or not.
If they're into that.
You're right.
If they're into
If they're into that.
Go ahead, Black.
Because this is the exact reason why I got out of that business. You know, because that was fucking us up. And
Yeah,
to
we
know-
talk
to-
about it a lot.
and to know that it goes on in the music business, like it's like a concerted effort. So I wasn't exactly crazy 20 years ago.
Well, that's what I was talking before the camera turned on. I'm ready to talk about it now. Look, this is the bottom line. All right, I was trying to sell beats to Jadakiss. Okay, D and Y, they're my homies. They come to my house. You know, the owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in there for him.
Rough Riders.
Rough Riders. A lot of people say to me, "Yo, why you know?" Sometimes people think, "Oh, I'm talking about Jadakiss and this and that." And now listen, my thing with Jadakiss is a very simple one. I played him some tracks. First of all, I met him through a cop. All right, I met him through the chief of police of Yonkers. Okay, who brought me to him because he was like, "Yo, you got some beats. I want to bring you to Jadakiss in the studio." They're very respected in Yonkers. They've done a lot for their community, and here I am meeting them through this chief of police, okay? Now, ironically, I know this guy, Mark, a good friend of mine who introduced me to them long time ago in Pleasant Avenue, because they used to work around Jefferson Projects. So, you know, I met them through Black Rob and G-Dep long time ago. But here I am now meeting him again through the chief of police, right? And, you know, of course, I go up there, we play some pool, and I play him some beats. And it was all good vibes. And then another kid pulls me into a room and he tells me, "Yeah, you really want to get your beats to Jadakiss? Gotta move this for me."
Move what?
Move what? Talk about what he
No,
wanted to move.
he wanted me to move some bricks.
That's the play.
Bricks?
Yeah.
Wow.
Trying to build something.
Now, this wasn't Jadakiss. This was some homie of Jadakiss's who told me if I wanted to get my beats to him, this is what I'd have to do.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at him like, I'm going to be honest with you. I just looked at him. He's a short Spanish kid. And I looked at him like I'm from a worse hood than you.
That's fact.
I don't want to move drugs, bro. I'm over here selling this music. Like, if you don't want the music, you could just let me walk home. I'll be okay broke.
I get you.
You know? But he put that flex on me. Now, truth be told, I picked the soft decision that I didn't fuck with it. Okay?
Smart move.
No, but here, listen. Ironically, back in the day, this is a true story. I'm in the studio. I was in Sony Studios. I'm recording some song with Cameron. And I'm mixing. And I found out Jay-Z was in the building. So, of course, I'm trying to bump into Jay-Z. How I actually met Jay-Z was this. This is how I remember.
As you should.
I'm going to tell you, it's a funny story. You guys, I don't know if you know Coach Real.
Yeah.
Coach,
shout out to Coach Real.
So, Coach Real.
Shout out to Coach Real.
CX, Iron Road, Juanito Alemanias, Checo.
Talking about Jason, CX?
CX, yeah.
Yeah.
All of them, they were with me. So, a black kid comes in the room. Holes in his socks, sweatpants. We were up. We had about like 2,000 nickel bags. This was nickel bag days. All right?
Nickel bags what?
The 125, 25.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna keep it real. Coach was the king of this. Coach had all the fire back in those days, you know? Nah, Coach had the fire.
Bags, bro.
But now I'm paying about $7,000 for studio time. I don't like that. Okay? I'm thinking, damn, I wish this shit was $2,000. But Tony Druten at Sony didn't do me any favors. It was $7,000. And I was mad about the price. And I felt like, damn, all these motherfuckers is here chilling on my dime. I know you can give me some free weed.
Yeah.
But the vibe was like, fuck you, Chris. You got money, so nigga, this is dimes over here.
Chris.
Like, they told me that these nickel bags are $10 in Sony. So I'm sitting there looking at them like, oh, they $10 now, huh? And this kid is asking me, he's like, yo, can you ask your man to give me some weed? So I'm thinking, yo, he works for the studio. You hear me? Don't fuck this up. Give this motherfucker some weed. Don't be like that. He said, I don't know that nigga. I don't give a fuck about him. In front of him, he said this. I said, bro, why would you be like that? We meeting people. There's 50 studios in here. Fuck is wrong with you? You ain't got the right to act like that to nobody. So I said, look, you see what's going on? It was a football game. I went like that. And I just straight snatched the weed from him.
Like that?
I walked out the room. I chased this kid down the hallway. I said, yo, my man, here. He said, oh, you ain't have to do that. I said, yeah, I had to, man. What the fuck? I know you told me you work for the studio, right? He said, yeah, I'm working in the studio. I said, oh. I said, well, what you do? He said, I rap. He said, get the fuck out of here. What's your name? He said, my name's Beanie Siegel. I said, oh, shit. I said, you supply it now. I heard about you. You got the P, the H. So he looked at me. He said, oh, you feeling that thug shit? And I was thinking to myself, damn, that was a gangster question to ask me. I didn't know how to respond to that. I was like, you know. And I remember at the time I had some girls with me. And the girls came. They said, let's go. So we went downstairs, and Sony had a really cool thing in the studio. They had built a van, right? Like an Astro van, like from the A-Team, on bricks. And you could go into the van and sit with your homies and bump music, right? So I'm sitting there bumping music with Beanie Siegel, smoking a blunt. And he tells me, yo, I'm about to rap, you know? So I'm like, all right, let's go. So he's like calling me into the studio. When I get into the studio, it's fucking Rockwaller. Yeah, Rockwaller.
The producer?
Yeah, Rockwaller. And this is the craziest thing. He's looking at me like, oh, you the engineer? And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, just show me how to record. This was at the time where people were moving from 2-inch tape to Pro Tools. So he was just like basically looking at me like, I'm doing this session and I just need you to like show me what's going on. I'm like, yeah, come on, I'll be your slave, basically.
Yeah.
I look, right in the booth, it's fucking Hove. I hit the red button, nigga, swear to God. The motherfucker does the song in one take. 3 a.m., I'm into the club, 4 a.m., we're gonna tear shit up, Waffle House, all that shit.
And you recorded shit.
And then Beanie Siegel, I went into the booth. This is a true story. I went into the booth because Jay was actually really cool. I went into the booth, sat down, smoked my blunt, and he looked at me and said, get that shit out of here, Chris. I said, oh, I just pissed off the boss, you know what I'm saying? But really, he was cool about it. He was like, nah, just go out to smoke that shit with Beanie. Like, you young niggas is crazy. So now, I just met Hove. It was like, what the fuck? I just recorded him. What the fuck? You know what I mean? I go back upstairs to tell these motherfuckers, like, yo, X, you gotta come down. Fucking Hove's downstairs. So they all come down, and Hove's gone. Beanie's gone. They're all looking at me like I'm a liar. You know what I mean? I swear to God. I'm like, damn. But they're mystified by this van. So they're like, oh, look at the van. Let's get the van. Yeah. Brass was there, too. I remember Brass was there. And so we all get into this van. It's just us, Rockland County guys. We're just in the van. And then Jay-Z just comes in. He's like, coop, coop, coop. Knock on the window. He's like, come on, move over, nigga. And Brass got in the back.
Wow.
Jay-Z rode shotgun. And I was just sitting there driving that little fake wheel. And the motherfucker played us the entire blueprint.
That's dope.
And like I remember he said that line, oh, every time you see me 100 G's in your grill, and I looked at him. I remember telling him, I was like, fuck you, Jay. Like, like I'm not even lying. It wasn't out of disrespect. It was like his music was really that incredible for the time that like I told him, like he had that Timberland beat, you know, that beat. I was like, it was blown. Like I was like, what the fuck? And he had taken those trips to VA. Anyway, the whole point of it is that it started a thing, you know? And I would see Jay-Z more often. And he was humble. And really, Jekyll, I never forget this.
Shout out Jekyll.
Yeah, basically, he had asked Jekyll. Like he had asked us. You know, Jay-Z said about that song, "Can I get a what?" And he was saying, like, "Aren't you tired of that shit?" We were like, "Nah, we love it. You know, what are you talking about?" And Jekyll said, "Nah, you crazy? We bumped that shit in that Coke spot at Haverstraw."
Jekyll.
Yeah.
My man Jekyll.
Eric Ferrell.
Haverstraw.
Jekyll, listen, Jekyll.
Shout out to Jekyll. I didn't even know what you was talking about. Shout out to Jekyll. You made Highly Dishfunctional.
No, this is true story. And Jay-Z looked at me and said, "Yo, Chris, you got to watch out with the friends you keep." What? And I looked at him and I said, "But brother,
that sounds like some shit Jay
I said, you're the one who's talking about this shit all the time."
Yeah.
He said, "Chris, this is entertainment, bro. What's wrong with you?"
And you dealt with so many.
And
But it's just entertainment.
Well, that was that, now, and I remember right after that.
But he solidified.
Yeah, we were right there, and then I remember this kid with a leather jacket and rhinestones comes up. He was like, "Yo, I came from Virginia. I just wanted to meet you. My name's Pharrell Williams." And I watched Pharrell introduce himself to Jay.
Get the fuck out of here. Shout out to the real. Highly Dishfunctional.
They know it's true.
Bernstein, Black Street. This is history in the making. 50 years of hip-hop. We ended a year off right. Get back to it.
Wait. Speaking of 50 years of hip-hop, speaking of 50 years of hip-hop, Marley Marl just won a fucking award for 50 years of hip-hop. Right? Now dig this shit right here. This is a tidbit of information that y'all don't know, right? This hand right here. This hand touched the machine that Marley made all that music on.
Yeah, Marley Marl's a great. So let me tell you guys.
I touched it with my own hand.
Yeah,
real shit. Shout out to the real. Highly Dishfunctional.
I got to tell you, from Marley Marl, you guys know Pete Rock lives here.
Straight.
Yeah. You guys know Marley Marl lives
here.
They
Pete Rock is from
Rockland County.
Rockland County.
Over Hazel Court.
So I hear the stories, and Marley was told me that, and so what people never knew is Future Flavors was always broadcast from Marley Marl's house. He even today, Marley Marl broadcasts on WBLS 107.5 from anywhere in the world because he's a senior programmer, obviously, and he has the rights, and stations trust his playlist, and he's a very trusted person in the community. But he's able to broadcast from anywhere in the world. But during the Future Flavor years, he was broadcasting all that shit from Rockland County. So he was always telling me how ODB and all these motherfuckers was coming. I was just blown by that. I was like, what do you mean?
Everybody right to the hood.
And everybody in hip hop, all of the legends, Biggie, I even found out, E-Man Boogie.
E-Man.
E-Man Boogie.
Andre Harrell's cousin. Andre Harrell's cousin.
He was telling me that he was with Biggie and got her. I never knew this, but Biggie Smalls got married in New City.
Listen, he had him out here.
I was like, what? This is crazy.
Listen, Elvis Harrell is Andre Harrell's cousin.
E-Man Boogie.
I didn't know that.
Andre Harrell, Elvis Harrell.
That's the whole fact.
Their nephews are Jason and Devin McCourty, the McCourty twins.
Look at that.
Were the only twins. Shout out to Devin and Jason McCourty.
Those are my brothers too.
The only twins in the history of the NFL to win a chip on the same team.
Love those brothers.
Nyack, New York. Rockland County shit. Real shit. Highly Dishfunctional.
Yeah, they're incredible Rockland County guys.
Word.
They give a lot to the community too. Yeah.
You guys are doing a great job. Keep going.
All right. Yeah. So but Marley Marl is clearly
Yeah, but that machine, I seen the machine. I touched the machine that Marley made 50 years of hip hop on. I touched that machine.
So yeah, Marl,
Chris Pinsett.
this is a true story. Marl basically,
CINEMAX.
yeah. Marl had a lot. Redman and Marl had a lot to do with helping me build the studio.
We appreciate you for gracing us with your presence, bro.
I'm here with you.
You just covered a lot, bro. I'm fucking stuck.
Fucked him up. Fucked him up.
I'm in the audience right now. I'm just here.
Fucked him up.
And I want you to keep going before we start asking you questions and get to your story, because you giving us a lot. And we're going to have to ask you a bunch of shit just to get a lot of shit out there.
Yeah.
Because we got to talk about today. We got to talk about what's going on in hip-hop today and what you think about it. We got to get all that cliche shit out.
All right.
But continue on your journey, brother.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying the story. This shit is great.
Like I was saying, Red and Marley about the tape machine. Marl, when we finished the studio, he said, Chris, you should have my tape machine. So I was like, okay. And now, truth be told, a half-inch machine is probably worth $15,000. So Marl's giving me this $15,000 tape machine. But it's not just the tape machine. It's the tape machine that recorded all of his shit.
All of his good shit.
So he recorded Shaka Khan on it, Stevie Wonder. He recorded Ooh Baby
PM Dawn.
Got What I Need. You say he did all the Biz Markie shit on it. He did all of the Rakim and all that shit.
Rest in peace, Biz.
Talk about what you had your hands in.
So I mean, we do have the tape machine at the house, and I try to make use of it once a year and put stuff on it. An album that's coming out. I've been working. I've created my own independent thing called Slave, because that's just really how I felt when I was working for all the other labels.
So
like
you
a
got
slave.
something new now?
Yeah, the whole vibe with Slave is like, we own our masters. That's it.
What you mean? The whole thing with Slave is you own your own master.
Well, I mean, usually the masters own the slaves, but over at Slave, we own the masters of our records. We own them. The artists own them.
There's other artists here.
Yeah, I started a company with Orange Juice Jones, his son, Orange Juice Jones 2. And we started an independent label, and we just we put music out, and we have my brother Billa, who's also an artist, and he's also dropping some shit. He just put out a record with SPESH, just got it on Revolt and all that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Netflix,
yeah. I mean, I have some friends over there do content acquisition in Los Angeles, and I mean, I have been working on a documentary for Trust 38 SPESH. I spoke to him about it today, and he gave me the true answer, which was, I don't know when it's going to be done, Chris. I said, okay. Because I'm looking at it like I've already amassed a lot of footage, a lot. I mean, and for what it's worth, I mean, in a short time, 38 SPESH has gone from running an independent label to like selling out, 5,000 seats a night.
Some material and some footage that no one has ever seen.
Yeah, no, I'm very fortunate, and it came at a price. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's not like it's easy work, You're, people have feelings all kinds of times, and you're working with people that are very serious, and it's not really there's not much of a play kind of environment at all.
Let me ask you something. When you talk about 38 SPESH, you talk about him introducing you to, he's running a company like a 400 company. What do you mean by that?
Oh, how he runs his company?
Yeah, and what did you learn from him?
I'm actually, I'll tell you the truth, I'm actually still mystified as to how, and I mean this respectfully when I'm saying this, I see him, he's a Harvard-level businessman. I'm not lying when I say that. I mean, it's miraculous what he does. Like, I'm always like, what the fuck?
I mean, you ain't gonna be no asshole running no Fortune 500 company.
Something like him right here.
Yeah, no, I'm actually, he's very impressive with how he treats people. Like, whereas in the streets, you see a lot of fuck shit, people sidewind him. He makes you respect him because he has you on a salary and he's not the guy to play with. You already know. You know what I mean? So you're kind of like, okay, I got a job. Just do it.
So he came to you and put money on the table.
Yeah, first time I met him, he put a lot of money on the table. I was shocked. And then I knew at that point, damn, it's either I'm going to turn it down or I'm going to be working with him.
So you mean to tell me as talented as you are, right, you don't have individuals coming to you and put money on the table?
I get it.
No, man, it's the music business, man. Some people don't have money and they have talent. And they might be in a position where they might not have money. Why would I turn down the talent because of money? I don't make music for money.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. So when you first met Benny the Butcher,
Sure.
and that was before he made it.
I mean, he was making headway. He was
making his way.
Yeah, he was definitely.
Did you feel like he was gonna make his way like that?
Well, I knew what else was going on. There's something, the business side of it. I knew that they were heading to where they were going.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you need money.
So they had money behind them.
Yeah, a lot of it.
And where that
So,
come from?
and when you talk about
And
new
where that
artists,
money come from?
hold up.
Oh, I have no idea.
When you talk about the artists, when you talk about artists coming out, and you talk about people trying to get going,
Well, I think they got to deal.
what
with
I
it
wanted
for
you to
Eminem.
tell me is how's a new artist break new ground like Benny the Butcher, like some of those people you come in contact
Well,
with.
I
How does it happen?
I mean, I guess if I have to detail the blueprint, I guess the blueprint is basically work. Like respectfully, I gotta explain it. There's an approach to this shit, which is you can go the FM route and be behind Casanova and Tekashi and whatever's popping on Hot 97, or you can rock with this platform Shady 45, where DJ Premier and Sway and these hip hop purists are. All right, like where you have Scram Jones, you got.
Go with the flow in that.
Well, what I'm saying is over at Shady 45, there's more of an open-minded feel towards underground hip-hop artists
Real shit.
that guys like DJ Self have always turned their back on. Like, they just want Cardi B. They want to, they want to...
They want what already established.
Pop shit.
Well, it's not even already established. They're thinking, millions. And they're thinking,
Certain money is getting funded into that program. We get
yeah,
that.
and basically underground hip-hop scene is not as...
I'm learning. I don't stand anywhere. I want to hear it.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it's just it's a little bit easier to break through Shady 45, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on one side of it, you can approach the underground, or you could approach the mainstream. And the mainstream has a cost. The underground has a cost. Either way, you're gonna pay. Either way, because you're buying airtime.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You're it's not even just airtime. You're buying a chance to get heard. And it's not the money that gets you heard. It's the ability to work with people.
Paying to get your feelings hurt.
Exactly. Okay. Now, anybody can do this, and this has been happening since the beginning of time.
That don't cost much.
No, it doesn't cost much. But what happens is once people catch on to something, then they like it, and that fee goes away. They've accomplished their goal. They did their Funk Flex freestyle. They had a lot of eyes on them. People really love Conway. People love Westside. They love Benny. And
So
Respectfully, I'm sorry, y'all.
So which way did you go? Did you take the?
well, no. So
people, not you, Wes.
Well, look, I'm going to keep it real. Like, so Redman has always had that luxury of being an iconic guy. So he
I
gets,
just want to say this. I grew up on Redman. I was a big Redman fan.
Muddy
And
Waters.
I love
That's your
Redman.
homie.
That's my
Red
one of my
tape.
favorite
Red
artists. One of my
tape.
top
Red
five.
tape all day.
And Redman
from day one,
I
he was
know,
always.
I know.
Before he was
Redman
Nicky Slugs and all that. This
will
motherfucker was a
always
Redman
be
fan.
nice.
Ron Skills,
He's incredible.
Nicky
He's an
Slugs,
incredible
all that.
rapper at all times,
This nigga
in
loved-
every
I'm talking about since he
generation.
first came out. This
He's
motherfucker was always on
underappreciated.
this
He's
shit.
underrated, but he will always remain
he brings the peace.
Redman. He don't have no. Everybody loves Redman. Even if you ain't copping his shit, respecting it, you know him. You always love Redman because he's original, and that's appreciative.
He's a good person.
So
too.
and now because niggas is bouncing around, and now we got to do all this other shit.
No, we're here.
So talk about the work you put in with Redman.
Well, Redman gave me an opportunity in 2003 to work on a couple albums. So, basically, it was leaning towards Red Gone Wild.
Red Gone Wild.
Yeah, it was a big album for him.
I remember that.
He was basically in a senior position at Def Jam at that point, and so he was able to bring a new producer on. And at that point, he was like basically mentoring me, teaching me things, perspectives I didn't see, and obviously, introducing me to Eric Sermon, Keith Murray, Meth, all of them, and all of the love that he got. one thing about Red I can say is different from the other rappers is that he shows love to people instantly. He's not funny when it comes to autographs, taking photos with somebody. He makes people feel
that's that
good.
Jersey
He actually
love.
says that you're
That's
the
that
one.
Jersey love.
Let the man
That
rock,
run the
please.
rap,
Let the man talk.
Yeah, why? What about?
This
Rock?
is his
He comes to
interview.
rock.
You're the one that brought him to Rockland.
Well, it's so funny because I joke around. People always talk about the Rockland MCs and all that. I always say, don't forget about Redman. He's been up here for 20 years now. You know what I'm saying? He literally, he fucking, he's a Rockland.
That's one of
MC.
my dream interviews. I hope to make happen.
Oh yeah, we can get Red.
Yeah,
He can definitely do this.
it's a fact.
Yeah, he'll do this.
I would love to do it
Yes,
because
yeah,
I'm a real fan.
Nah, this dude right here is like really a Redman fan.
Yeah,
if anybody
it'll happen,
deserves
bro.
to interview Redman, it's this brother right here because from day one, he modeled himself after him.
I
But
love that
Redman
guy.
was always a
That's
real
a fact.
cat from
As a
fucking
kid.
Jersey that was always the same motherfucker anytime we seen him. He came up here, he did shows up here, and it was just dope, you know what I'm saying?
He's the
To
real
know
loves
that,
Rockland.
to know that, you know what I'm
brought him
saying?
here.
But
Nah, he
all that,
loves
listen, ODB, all of these motherfuckers, ODB
I think
crashes
they
called
came.
45.
Yes,
he
that's
said
true.
he just came to check your mom the other day.
Yeah, he did. My mom just had a hip replacement surgery, so he did come check my mom. He wasn't
That's
interested.
love. Shout out to Red for that, man. That's just real shit.
He looked at me like peace. That's okay.
Listen, the only thing that's wrong is the man is giving knowledge, and I want him to give the knowledge.
No, I'm here. We're all
I don't
talking.
want nobody to cut him
We ain't
off.
we ain't
I don't want you
skipping
to ask.
nothing.
I want him to talk about what he's talking about.
No, we
You
good.
don't know what he know.
I don't know anything.
We don't know what he know. And when he talking about that good shit, let him give
flow.
it up
Let it flow.
without interruption.
No, it's all
We
good.
gonna get every question in.
No,
we
but
gonna
he-
finish the
Wesley's
show.
making a good point
We gonna
because-
edit it in.
Yeah. No, he was just making a point that he's a Rockland
No,
MC,
he
and I
asked
agree.
me. He asked me
yeah.
what's wrong.
Okay.
So I told him, only thing is,
Not exactly.
let the man get the information in.
There's brothers.
And that's the point.
Exactly.
And no,
My
it's
brother.
brothers. It's
My
cool.
brother.
Yeah, we're good.
It's highly dysfunctional. Shout out to the real. So I'm gonna bring it back real quick.
That's our brother.
So let's talk about growing up in Queens. Was you born in Brooklyn or Queens?
Born in Brooklyn.
So you was born in Brooklyn. What age did you go to Queens?
What? Oh, I was in Queens basically at 4 years old.
4 years old. So you from Queens.
Yeah.
Born in Brooklyn, from Queens.
Yeah.
So talk about growing up in Queens and talk about your musical influence and the things that brought you into music. Because I know you got a strong musical background.
True story. I was not into hip hop. No. It's true. I'm telling you, I wasn't into hip hop.
One at a time, Wes.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
asked him a question. Let him answer that first.
No.
I
But
told you what to ask him.
You're not telling me nothing. I'm asking him a
we're
question.
highly dysfunctional. It's all
Like,
good.
let the shit go, my nigga.
Now we're good. So yeah, Queens basically, you have to understand, Run DMC was still new. You know, so like 1981, I'm hearing as a little kid that some guys from the neighborhood just made it rich.
Okay.
You know, these black guys with the fucking Mercedes in the neighborhood
And they from your town.
on my block. Whitehall Terrace,
fucking hood.
you know, they're like I'm on
How
the
the
block.
fuck this is
I
happening?
live on Hollis Court Boulevard, so I'm seeing these guys. I told you these guys used to drive by my mom.
Like
My mom-
it's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens, you growing up on the block.
I'm in Hollis. Yeah.
And talk about the celebrities you grew up around as a kid. And what I want to bring that is when I tell people about a lot of celebrities, Prodigy, Common, a lot of these people was in touch with star power
those
early
guys,
in their life.
Those guys are from Queensbridge. I didn't know much people from Queensbridge. Like I don't know. Queensbridge is on the other side. Like I came from South Jamaica, Queens, so I was on the side with Lost Boys, 50 Cent, Tropical Quest, LL Cool J.
Shout out to Lost Boys. Mr. Cheeks been on this show.
50 Cent too. 50, big shout to 50.
Yeah, Curtis. Those were I was the neighborhood I was from. So
And how did that impact your influence?
You went to
well,
school
this
with
is
50.
well, this is what I'm trying to say. I believe it or not, like I was a musician, right? So like I was into like believe it or not, right in the same neighborhood was Duke Ellington and James Brown and Billy Joel, and bands like Metallica had recorded their first album too. So music was like everything. So it's like whether it was heavy metal, rock, jazz, blues, fucking soul, whatever, and then hip hop. And then the arguments started coming in Queens. Like, this hip-hop shit ain't gonna stick around. It's a fad. This ain't real music. Y'all doing this. The drums is fake. All this, that, the third. We started hearing everything. And then, of course, Aerosmith and Run DMC shut all that noise down by coming together. It was also important for race. Because it was seen as rap is black, rock is white.
Even though Rock was black.
Yeah, and it ended up
Good point.
That Walk This Way record in Queens meant a lot to people. Also, not just as a song, but
I think it meant a lot to everybody.
yeah,
It
but
did.
it brought people together.
It proved that we are the shit.
But everybody was,
Yeah.
you know,
You got a
because
good point there.
you know,
Great point.
yeah, and yeah, it did solidify hip hop.
They were trying to shit on the whole art form and everything,
Correct.
talking about it was bullshit.
Yeah.
So that it solidified that we are the shit, and what we're saying is valid.
Yeah, and it was a lot after that it took to make it happen.
So from there, you grew up around all these famous people. What happened to introduce you to hip hop? And I want you to take that
My
Curtis
first
Jackson
session?
theme up.
Okay, so my first session was
School.
I could just tell you, it's a weird thing. I started having an eye for recognizing, like I kind of started looking at people and be like, oh, I could tell he plays something. Or I could tell he plays something. Or I could tell. And one day I bumped into some guy in Flushing, Queens by the 7 train, and I was skateboarding. And the guy said to me, what do you play? I said, I play guitar. He said, and I said, what do you do? He said, I sing. So the guy ended up telling me, well, if you want to come to a studio, come hang out with me. And I said, hell yeah, I'll get on the train with you. I didn't know this guy. He's a stranger.
Real white boy move shit.
I didn't know.
It never
I-
happens to me.
Yeah, I got it. Basically, this is Levert. I was on the train with Levert, and
Gerald Levert?
yeah, and he's on the way. We're on the way to.
Yeah, I think you had pictures with him.
No, this is true. We're on the way to. He's doing a soundtrack for a movie. It's called New Jack City. Mm-hmm. Okay, and there's like I remember on the screen there was some, you know, you could it looked like. You know, homeless people around a fire burning
told
oil.
the story before.
No, this is true, and then they sang that shit. New Jack City,
Living,
living.
just
Yeah,
enough.
that whole thing. They were doing the
That was
overdub.
Gerald? Living.
Yeah, Levert.
I never knew that was Levert.
That was Gerald Levert.
So I was sitting there in the studio.
Living just enough.
Yeah, around the oil barrel.
Come on, man. Get acting like fans. Come on, man. Do this
Well,
shit.
yeah, I was.
I'm a
I was
fan
watching
right
that.
now.
So
Me too.
that was my first session. So you know, I was sitting there. blown
Nigga, that's
away.
classic shit. They gotta
But
admit
at the time, you gotta understand too.
Let them talk about it. Y'all talk about it. Y'all cutting them off. Y'all cutting off.
No.
his shit. Let them talk
No,
about
but this
it.
is 1990.
No, let him
Let
talk.
them talk about
Let
this
him
shit,
talk about it,
please.
Wes.
No, I'm saying it's all good. I'm talking.
Wes
I'm
want to
just-
go to the next thing. So
No, it's okay. I'm just saying it's 1990. You know, this New Jack City thing wasn't out yet, and then later on, I think the next year or that summer, the movie came out, and I realized, oh shit.
So you didn't even know what you was doing?
No, it was just some like it was no big time vibe at all. It was just kind of like I'm singing on something. It was on the screen. It looked like some independent, you know, black film that like looked like it probably wasn't going to come out.
Wasn't gonna be nothing.
And it ended up being New Jack City. I was like, holy shit, you know.
And you was a witness to that shit.
I witnessed it. Yeah,
You witnessed a whole lot of shit.
I did
Good
see it.
shit.
Yeah.
When you think about your life, how do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, now the only thing is being with my daughter. I mean, you know, like.
Oh, well, you are with her, or are you not with her?
Yeah, I think next year is going to be a big year in music for me anyway, because there's a lot of good things in the works. Like I can see it's going to be the best year of my life.
What are you calling your new project?
I don't know. I have a
True Boulevard.
Troop. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's correct. And yeah, I don't know. I have a project I was doing with Juice. We're calling it Juice-the-Fur, you know, Christopher and Juice. So Juice-the-Fur, he's just wanted to make something. And he's just we have that one coming out, and then we have this other thing called The Dark Side and The Bright Side, where I'm just doing some real ominous beats, real fucking shit up, and then the other side of it is more like, you know, trying to uplift our culture, like, you know, the shine side. And a lot of great singers on there, like Charles, Laura, Hella, Ellis Doty, yeah, the Pauls.
Pauls?
Yeah, I got the Pauls on there.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Laura Paul.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Grew up
Charles
with them.
Paul.
I did grow up. Yeah,
We gotta touch that shit. We gotta touch that before we go.
Charles is
Yo,
really my
listen,
brother.
shout out to
We
Fred
gotta
Heck,
touch
New
the
York.
pause. We gotta touch the
All of
pause.
them.
That's
Shout out to
home
Fred
team.
Heck, New
Yeah.
York.
We gotta
man.
touch LDJ. We gotta touch CX before we leave.
That's right.
We wouldn't be right if we didn't do that.
Word, Rockland County, man.
CX is one of the first artists I met here.
What made you think that he was special though?
He was.
Because he is special. I mean, you know,
He was, man, right off rip.
CX was definitely.
Freestyle, top of his head.
Yeah, his
Word.
freestyle is
Jason?
unreal.
Yeah, real.
He was an.
Imaginative.
I mean, at the time, I can just tell you that. Yeah, he never got his due.
No, he didn't.
That happens out here.
Yeah. Now, truth be told, we went through a lot of shit in our personal lives. I'm gonna make it right for CX next year.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna hear CX.
That's
Right
still,
here, you heard it
that's
right
still
here
got it.
on HighlyDishFunctional. CX, you about to
No
get
way,
your
that
due,
motherfucker
baby.
can't rap. That motherfucker's a rapper.
He can still rap.
CX, listen, CX is a beast.
What?
Oh, listen, you can still fight.
Now listen.
You can still fight, motherfucker. Don't act like you can't. You ain't still got it, goddamn.
Still got it.
Listen, I don't give.
Shit.
He's
Don't act like we can't still do what we do.
He's still, you know, a couple years back.
Because we 31.
Yeah, no, he did
CX,
Bonnaroo, he did a lot of
Jason
major.
Barty.
Yeah, Jace Barty.
He can rap.
I want him on the show too.
Yeah,
So what
motherfucker
about?
can rap.
We gotta talk about. We gotta touch a whole bunch of rock content. Let's get this out the way.
I'll get him next
LDJ, that's my boy. Shout out to LDJ. We all right.
Yeah.
We're cool. He's a little snooty, but we're all right.
The niggas they call him Snooty.
He's a little snooty. I'm gonna call him right now.
She loves that.
I'm gonna call him right now. I'm gonna call him right now.
Yeah,
Live? Oh,
You gotta make
No,
this
before you call, let me tell you. He was like,
Jason
he's like,
Barty
what's,
over
man,
here,
how you get on this highly dysfunctional show? Why they making a big deal about you? They ain't
He
making
was-
a big deal about me.
I never put it out.
Baby, you special,
He
man.
wasn't with the rhythm.
Special.
I put it out. It was early on. He wasn't with the best. My
Yo,
boy.
Chris, you special,
I'm calling him
baby.
right now. Hey, I said it. Was he coming to the show? He said, nah, I went
He
behind
just
my
did a
back.
verse.
You mean that shit?
He got drunk the other night.
Yo, what
They
up,
charged me
man?
$1,000
You
for a
on
verse.
set, nigga?
That's
what happened to
man,
him.
son.
I was waiting to watch it. Go live so I can watch it.
Nah, we ain't going live, nigga. It's a
It's an
production.
audible. It's an audible.
Oh, it's an audible?
You wasn't here. You
so-
said you wasn't coming, nigga.
All right, so I'm gonna just tell him how it is. So let
Tell
me
him
tell
how
you.
it is.
Couple
We
nights
brought you
ago,
up.
LD comes to my house.
him talk.
First of all, LD comes to my house at like midnight. All right, very happy to see my brother. Look,
Hold on. Is this a part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
oh, you don't want this, huh? You don't want this story to come.
Oh, yeah.
So we're recording. I'm recording this really nice music album right now, you know. And I see LD comes in the house. I'm like, you know what? You should jump on this. And I tell him this story about how motherfuckers have been out here shiesty, robbing motherfuckers and all this. A lot of money flying around, you know. This motherfucker LD raps, and I can't lie to you. Like, so LD is truly on some brand new rap shit. It's not that old LD shit where you could figure out the style and you knew what style he was gonna kick. Because I used to talk shit to him about this shit all the time. So now it's open. Like, he doesn't even know how it's gonna go. It's just totally free flowing everything, you know? So it's real loose vibe and it feels good. Pause. So we record this song. He gets on this new album I got. And then he finds out that, you know, I don't know exactly what happened, but no, I know you left. That's right. This motherfucker leaves. He leaves.
I left with
He
you.
leaves, and let me tell you what he does. Because I'm not gonna put your business out there.
Before you finish.
Go ahead.
I left with the guy that's next to
Tell
you.
him, Chris.
And the guy
Let
that's
him know,
Yeah, he
Chris.
told me about it.
Let him know, Chris.
Okay, so here's what happens.
The reason I ended up back at your crib at 4 in the morning. When we
Okay,
get to that
so
part.
he ends up back at my house at 4 in the morning,
I was
and,
wasting.
and I'm sitting here I'm sitting on my couch, and truth be told, and this is the truth, I was still mixing the record that he had just done. So I'm sitting there mixing, but then, you know, one of my friends, you know, just comes out nude. She's nude, you know, so, and she's like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting to see L. And her vibe was, you know, I always had a crush on him. I'd fuck him too, you know? And so I said, damn, girl, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? What the fuck? What do you mean you fuck him too? What the fuck? So he's sitting there looking at me like, oh. I'm sitting there. Now I'm like, yo, bro, like, honestly.
This is crazy.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
this
just
is
telling
crazy.
the truth.
This is crazy.
I'm telling the truth. So I'm sitting there like, oh my God. You know, she's telling me she's going to fuck him too. You know, I'm sitting there like, no, you're my girl. What are you doing?
He kicked you out.
You know what I mean? You're not, are you my girl? Now he's over there like, fuck that hoe. I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about? This has been my hoe for 20 years. Like, you know, have some respect.
Have some fucking dignity,
Oh,
nigga.
so he leaves.
Oh, man.
Now listen, this is a true story.
I never
He
said
has
that.
bad
I never
luck.
said that.
No, listen, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm telling it how it is. So
That's not what happened.
she realized, oh shit, I'm in my panties holding onto my breast. Let me go back into the bathroom and put some clothes on because I could tell he ain't leaving. So I'm sitting there looking at L like, come on, L, like, you know, it's already 5 in the morning. I'm supposed to begin, like, you know, this is my chance. This is my motherfucking chance to get something, bro. What the fuck? And so he's looking at me like, oh, I see how it is. You see, picking these bitches over me, huh? And I'm like, oh, come on, L. You got, like, bro. He's like, bro, I'm a little twisted. I'm like, bro,
Let
you
me
can
know
do
when
it.
you're ready for the. Let me know when y'all ready for the truth of what happened.
Well, here's the truth. So afterwards,
He gave you a little bit of what happened.
no, the truth is, the girl comes out, and then she's like, yo, what happened to him? I said, yo, he left. I said, oh, okay, so she's like, and the truth be told, she wants me to give her a ride home, but it's cold. You know, I don't want to get out in the cold, you know what I mean? I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, you just had your clothes off.
You
I was
get
so
a double
close.
shot of Patron.
Oh, shit. Truth be told, nothing happened. So she ends up calling. She's like, all right, give me a ride. By the time she gets dressed, LD's gone. And so she's like, yo, I'm going to smooth it out for you because I'm going to, I'll fuck him for you. Don't worry. I was like,
What?
Yeah, she was like, I'll fuck him for you.
It goes down like that?
That's what she said to me. So I said, okay, I'm not, what do you want me to do? I can't fucking, she said she always thought he was a cute guy or something. She said, oh, I always wanted the drug dealer.
El Bandito.
I was like, all right.
He took the 20-year joint.
Fuck you, El.
I ain't do it though. See, that's the bad.
But you know what's so crazy is that she
I was gone already.
Now you know what she does? She shows me all the text. She's like, look, I've been texting him like crazy. Look.
She's harassing me.
No, I know, but she just wants to get you in the bed. She has a very large sexual appetite, bro. You don't understand.
Bro,
she's a professional sexer.
She's telling me I took your number from Max's.
I never heard.
Yo, this comes with money. This comes with money.
No, she's professional.
If you don't got no money or no talent, you can't get no fucking. You can't get no fringe benefits like this.
No. I ain't gonna lie. She's
texting me talking about I took your number from his phone.
Yeah, I gave her your number.
But I didn't give her my number.
I gave it to you because you were salty and you were talking that salty LD shit. So I was like, oh, this nigga's salty. And she's like, why is he salty? Like, I want to give him a blowjob. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nah, I'm not salty. He's telling me at 5 in the morning I gotta leave and drive to Connecticut.
You didn't have to leave. You just had to fucking leave the room.
Nah, you told me to leave the crib.
Get out for a couple minutes.
I was just like, give me 4 minutes, bro. Jesus Christ.
You told me to leave the crib.
Whatever. It didn't happen anyway, so thanks. I fucking,
But why would I be salty?
Well, here's the point. After all this, he tells me, yeah, you bet for that verse, you owe me $1,000 for that. I'm like, what? All right, motherfucker, I'm gonna give you the $1,000.
You can still rap?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him $1,000.
He don't want to rap no more.
Rap still.
Right, it's worth 3. That's what I.
He don't want to rap.
And you paying niggas?
This is
I have to
crazy.
pay him. He's on the song.
They don't pay you?
I
No,
can pay
he's
him.
You don't want to rap no more.
This is the incomplete story. This
not incomplete story.
Because it ain't your story. It's his
It'll
story.
be complete after you hook up with the girl and tell me all
Nah,
about
I
it.
don't need.
Because there's a
the
part.
girl.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's a part. A lot of people just looked at me like, I never understood why you fuck with this girl. One time I was at Resort World. This is a
That's
true
some
story.
good pussy.
No, listen. I'm at Resort World. No, listen to me.
The girl, I'm in Connecticut at my
Whatever,
crib
bro.
with my
Yeah,
son.
whatever. I'm just.
She's like, I'll come to the parking lot. I'll come to the roof. I'm like, no, I'm with my son.
Okay.
Like, let's tell the real facts. This girl's been hitting me all week. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm with my son. I have custody of my son. I'm not a pretend dad. Like, my son lives with me.
Yeah, she.
I've been curbing her the whole week.
No.
Let's say what happened.
She's extremely street, bro.
Right.
Yeah, she's super
She's
street.
talking about you. She's talking about I know you got a roof.
She runs a
of
trap.
Course I got a roof.
She
I'm
runs
not
a
leaving
brothel.
my son to fuck with you.
She's fucking. She's out there killing it, bro.
This is going, but
No,
I
I'm just
feel
telling you
like
the truth.
motherfucker took my clothes off.
No, my home girl. It's honest. She makes more paper than everybody I know.
Let Chris talk.
The girl, I've been letting him talk. He's not telling the whole shit.
But tell me what I'm missing.
The girl has been harassing me the whole week, and the whole week I've been telling her.
Well, part of it is like she just looks at it like, who turns this down? She thinks there's something wrong with you.
She's not bad to me. She might be great to you.
No, I
She's
understand.
okay to me.
Okay, I'm just telling you that's in
She's
her mind.
okay
She just
to
looks
me.
at it like, ain't nobody turning me down. This is weird. That's how she looks at it.
I'm not everybody.
I respect it. Thank you. I'm glad there ain't no chemistry between y'all.
Yeah, I'm not everybody.
Yo, LDJ, you didn't want to hold on. You didn't want to show up, and you made HighlyDishFunctional, nigga. Now we gonna plug all this shit in. See how it works?
Yeah.
Everything works out. This is gonna go hand to hand,
Get his
nigga.
audio. Get his
Your
audio.
interview and his.
Get his
This is a
audio.
beautiful thing. Shout out to the real.
I even fucking
LDJ.
I texted him that he was a hater too. I was mad. I was dying in the hospital. I was thinking like, damn, this motherfucker hated on me.
He didn't want to show up. He told me he wasn't going to show up.
How did he hate?
This is a fucking trooper.
Well, no, because he was
I
like, yeah, I
put you
want
next to
that
the mic.
$1,000. I was like, why would make you think I wasn't going to give it to you? Like, there's a lot of money flying around. You worth it.
I'm gonna tell you some real shit. There's a producer from Connecticut that I brought to your studio before. The nigga called me and said, "Yo, Chris is in the hospital, right?" So I put my little bullshit I was on to the side and looked at your story, and I said, "Damn, bro."
I know that. You're my brother. I don't give a fuck.
That's the truth.
I curse you out. You're my brother. I don't give a fuck.
I didn't even know that you was in the hospital. A nigga from my hood called me.
We openly agree and disagree all the time.
Damn sure seen it on the story. I said, man, this is fucking crazy. I hit him up. I ain't think he was gonna do it.
Because I was mad at the nigga. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah, that's okay.
My man calls me like, yo, your man is in the hospital. Now watch the story. I could jump right in this DM. Yo, bro, feel better.
Yeah, I know that.
He saw this shit. He read this shit and didn't even respond.
Yo, Al.
You wanted to be a trooper,
Yo, Al, what are you doing?
This nigga told me we gotta get it done.
Yeah, whatever. I'll call you after the show. You ain't here. You're
He's a fucking trooper.
Love you. I'll see you later.
Nigga.
Peace.
See you later, nigga. Yeah, rap him, nigga. Shout out to the real.
Hold up. Add this to make it all the way out of this functional. Rashid left me in Nyack that night.
Oh, man. I was fucked up. I was fucked up.
No
No,
accountability.
I was fucked up. I was fucked up. I didn't
Blame
just
it on
leave him.
alcohol.
I took care of business, but I was fucked up.
Okay.
Yo, get off the phone, my nigga. I'm out of here. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that. That was nasty
I know
shit.
you ain't never leave a nigga.
Nah, I ain't leaving. We went, and
knew you never
I
leave,
left him afterwards.
I did.
It didn't happen like that, though. It didn't happen like that. But we ain't gonna talk about that here. So let's get back to it real quick.
Okay.
So let's talk about Black Rob. Black Rob passed away.
Black Rob.
Shout out to Black Rob.
And talk about how Black Rob came into your life, your career.
I met him 1998.
Damn.
97 maybe? 97, 98.
Teenagers.
Yeah, I was 20.
You knew him before you knew 50?
Yeah. No. I've known 50 since probably 13, 14.
Out of Rob?
Yeah. But before he put out that, yeah. I grew up in Queens, so I knew all those guys, you know? And 50, like... So
you,
one
you
thing
knew,
about,
you knew that he was going to be 50
Right.
before
Quick
50.
question.
Well, 50...
You knew Bimmy?
Who?
You knew Bimmy?
Who's that?
Bimmy?
That's Waka Flocka's uncle.
Oh, no, I do not. They were from Queens too, right? No, I don't know him, though. I don't know, and I don't know Waka's mom.
Let's talk about Black Rob.
So Black Rob.
He passed away.
Black
Talk
Rob.
about your impact with his life and what you did with his career.
Okay.
What he did for your career.
Yeah.
Bad Boy.
Yes.
All of that. Let's get to that.
Yeah, Black Rob, great guy. All the rumors I heard about Puff were existent back then. Puff never wanted to pay anybody. And so before I worked with Rob, I was asking him, like, am I going to get paid, bro? And I remember,
Legit question.
you know, Rob, he gave me $500 one time to record a song.
Yo, you...
No, true story. And at the time, he was, you know, hanging out with G-Dep and Puka Broxy. And, you know, I remember Puffy sent a wire to Western Union in Valley Cottage. And I remember that, you know, his bank was in North Carolina. I was thinking, wow, Puffy has his money in North Carolina. I don't know. I was just thinking. But long story, yeah, I got to work with Rob. I recorded a lot of songs with Rob, G-Dep. I ended up being closer with G-Dep. Black Rob was closer with my friend Mark Smalls. Black Rob would eventually reveal to me how Puffy was running his operation, which is basically
And
Rob.
what did he reveal?
Yeah, what
Well,
can you
that
say about
everybody was writing Puffy's rhymes.
We know that.
Yeah, he was basically, you know, he would pay people the low, and obviously, you know,
You can get away with what you can get away with.
yeah. I mean, he took a lot of records from people, like a lot of the records, like even 3 the Hard Way, which was G-Dep, Puff, and I don't remember who else. I don't know if it was Mark.
Get this money?
Yeah, get this. Yeah, I don't know.
That's my shit.
So, the
Yeah.
shit they saying about him. What do you know about that?
Okay. So, yeah. Long story short, I was there with
gotta let people
I was
talk.
there with Dep and Rob, and through those bad boy years, I watched Rob develop sclerosis of the liver through his alcohol drinking. He was a phenomenal drinker. I remember in fact,
Phenomenal drinker.
Like
you
you
don't
glorified
He's
that.
better than me.
Nah, he way better than you.
Nah,
Well,
I don't think he's better than
Well,
me.
it's not that he had a corporate budget. You know,
He was
yeah,
prolific.
and
he got the bread to do it.
Prolific.
well, he at the time. This is a true story. Black Rob was supposed to do Summer Jam. Black Rob had $2,500 on it,
Yeah.
and he asked me for a ride. to Dykeman. And we went to Dykeman, and the weed dealers on 207 in Post, they said, Rob, what up? And he said, yeah, give me $2,500 worth of weed. They said, oh, we go get you a pound, bro. You know, or something like a lot, you know? He said, nah, I want the 20s. I want the block work. So he made these motherfuckers
go get $2,500
of the 20s. And to be honest with you, some ecstasy too. He had got some pills, I remember. And I remember thinking to myself, and at the time...
Shout out to ecstasy.
Yeah, I was really cool with Rob at the point that I felt like, yo, Rob, come on, bro.
I kind of was.
You know, no, I told him straight up, like, come on, nigga, you don't need 100 pills. You don't need like 2,000 bags of weed or whatever the fuck it was. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. You know, like on some reasonable shit. But he looked at me like, man, come on, man. You don't know what I went through. You don't know what the fuck I'm going. You know. Like, just
so he was self-medicating.
He was.
He was going through pain.
He was going through a lot of pain. A
lot of artists, a lot of people going through pain.
G-Dep I became closer with. So I was close enough with G-Dep that he ended up telling me, like, yo, you know, Chris, I murdered somebody. And the shit haunts me every day.
Oh, so it wasn't
How did you
just
feel about that, though?
Drugs.
No, he turned himself in.
That shit was really weighing on him. So it wasn't just the drugs.
Talk about that process. How the fuck did that happen? Was it the dust?
Nah.
He was smoking dust.
Nah, but it wasn't.
There was
a
rumor of that.
It wasn't.
You know,
the dust.
but and I remember he had that rumor. I wasn't there for the rumor when he was walking around with the metal pot on his head and all that. I heard about that rumor, but that was a rumor. I never saw anything like that. Those guys are from the teens. They're from Spanish Harlem. You know, so there's Rob, there's Depp, there's another kid, Puka Brox. He was an incredible rapper, and no one ever heard him. He was going to get signed by Bad Boy. He was incredible, and yeah, man, like Rob was known for robbing people, okay, and G-Dep, they all knew that he had did that, so G-Dep was automatic.
Yeah,
when they would look like. Puff kept those kind of people around.
Yeah.
And G-Dep actually loved music. He wanted to rap, you know? But that was also on his heart. When the whole thing fell apart with Bad Boy.
Let's try to put the music in that.
Yeah. Jeffrey Collins signed G-Dep, and he called me. He said, yo, this shit ain't gonna be the same without Puff. Ironically, I was talking about this with my mom today because New York State just offered him clemency. They just cut his sentence, and G-Dep's about to come home.
G-Dep's about to come home. Yo, but when that happened, the whole process, how did you feel about that? That shit was kind of crazy.
Well, I didn't know.
It's crazy to look at from outside.
Yeah, first of all, I never knew about this murder thing. He just told me that there was things bothering him, and then the day before, he's like, yo, Chris, you know, I'm going to turn myself in. And I didn't know how to respond to it. I wasn't like, oh, you're crazy, this, that, third. But I was shocked that he had just got a record deal with a company in Florida. Like, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't Bad Boy.
He ain't gonna throw this out the window, though.
But he didn't give a fuck about that. He just looked at it like, this shit ain't gonna be like Puff. He looked at it like, and I'm gonna be real, he just looked at me like, Chris, you ain't got what it takes to do it how it's gonna do it. You know, he just looked at it like the money ain't there, so he just turned
I want to be honest, though. Nobody can do it like Puff.
Puff is the flyest thing in the game. I don't give a fuck.
Like, niggas is hating right now because he's down.
In the game,
but that's why they hating, because he did so much damage. And I feel bad for him. I don't know what he did or what he didn't do. Right now, he's getting punished for being a freak. So he's a freak. He's a freak, and he's getting punished for that. And
a lot of parties in Star Island.
Listen, wait. Listen,
we ain't talking about fly. We talking about being freaks.
No, when I say fly,
let me just depart here because I'm not co-signing none of this shit that's involved with Puff shit.
Hold on. I'm not saying he fly either. He's definitely a freak.
I'm just saying
he's definitely a freak. He did some freak shit.
I'm just not condoning none of that fly shit.
But we talk about hip hop. When it comes to hip hop, nigga, I grew up on Puff.
Puff ain't do shit for me. As far
nigga, you grew up on Puff.
I didn't grow up on no motherfucking Puff.
You ain't grow up on Bad Boy?
I did not grow up on Puff.
Nigga, where the fuck was you at then?
Listen, I don't grow. Listen,
right, Mark.
Yo, bro, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Puff Daddy part of the culture.
I don't condone no man saying that that they'll suck on a penis.
He never said that.
He said I'll suck. He said I'll suck. Listen. The man said, "I suck RuPaul's dick."
You heard him?
You talking about Big?
Oh no. Big said
You
that.
disrespect the Big?
Big said,
Nigga, that's hip hop, nigga. I don't want to hear that shit.
What, sucking on dicks?
DMX said he'll rape somebody. DMX said that. It ain't nothing gay about DMX.
Listen, I'm not condoning none of that bad
I think you on
bullshit.
some
None
other
of that
shit.
bullshit.
Let's put him out the interview.
You said what?
Styles P is the realest nigga in the game. That's the realest nigga in the game.
Okay, listen. Listen. What I'm talking about is Biggie Smalls. When a motherfucker says,
This is hip hop.
Listen,
Back then, that was what you said to diss a nigga.
listen, when Biggie Smalls, any man for this matter.
Oh, you so any man.
Listen, any man for this matter that says,
Oh, you're not the same as you was. You wasn't like that back then.
Nah.
Listen,
You wasn't
back
like
then,
that, bro.
back then, I was never jacking a nigga saying that they gonna suck
You
my
was jacking
motherfuckers.
Biggie Smalls?
Fuck no.
Yes, you was.
Fuck no.
You was right there with him.
I was there
You a
with him.
fucking liar.
I was smoking bud.
You a
I was smoking
fucking
bud.
liar.
We was in the silhouette.
We was at the concert. You was on Biggie. You was on him.
He was right there next to me.
You a fucking liar.
On him how? Talk about how
I don't
I
want
was
to
on him.
talk to you.
Talk about on him how.
You're a fucking hater.
On him how.
Nah, you're not
I'm
telling
not
the truth.
jacking Biggie Smalls.
You wasn't jacking Biggie Smalls back then?
Listen, he was a nice rapper.
Nigga,
He
you
came
was
to
rapping his
our town.
lyrics.
He came to our
You was
town.
rapping his lyrics. We was all Biggie fans.
Some of that shit was nice. Some of it was nice.
Nigga, all
Once
that
the
shit was
motherfuckers
nice.
start saying that they gonna suck on a dick, I'm not jacking that.
The fuck out
I'm not
of here.
jacking that.
Biggie
I'm not
was the
jacking that.
illest, and you need to fucking get your ass
How you
whipped for
gonna
saying
tell me
that.
what I did?
So whip my ass after the
How you
show.
gonna tell me
Nigga,
what
I'll
I
whip your
did?
ass anytime, nigga.
It's simple.
Anytime,
It's
nigga.
simple.
Anytime.
That's all you gotta do is just whip my ass after the show.
Nigga, if that's what you want, that's what you get. Back to the
How you
show.
gonna tell me
Hold
what I
on.
did at the
Back to
party?
the show. Back to the show. We get distracted. You're a fucking liar.
I'm not
And you know
jacking none of
you
that
are.
Biggie Smalls
No.
shit. They
You're
jacking
fucking
it.
lying.
You see, he loves Biggie Smalls and Bad Boy. They
You
think
ain't gonna
he's a fly
insult me
nigga.
anyway.
Huh?
Big is big. Everybody love Biggie Smalls, but
Not me.
they got a movie out
Not
there.
me.
Fuck is you talking about?
I'm not jacking him.
You
like that.
was jacking him,
No,
nigga.
it's not.
I was right there with you. I
like
was right
Pac.
there with you.
I like Pac, man. I like
Get the
Pac.
fuck outta here.
I didn't like Big like that.
Yes, you did.
I didn't like Pac.
Yes, you
I
did.
watched the Brinks robbery.
I don't give a fuck about the
I
Brinks
watched the
robbery.
Brinks robbery.
You was right there with Big.
No,
And I'm like,
no.
and you're fucking lying, my nigga.
I was a Pac fan.
And just because you changed,
Lil Kim
you
had
acting
a
like
fucking
Cassie right
weekend
now.
watch, so
Cassie was a
right
whore.
there.
She changed her mind, and now she mad that she a
7,000
whore.
niggas
You acting
that
like
night.
you act like Cassie.
No, you.
Shout out to
you,
the real.
You acting like RuPaul because you like Biggie Smalls right now. You
I ain't
acting
no
like
RuPaul. I don't dress nothing. I'm a nigga all the way through, nigga. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
But you like it big though. You jacking the
I love
lines.
Big.
You lacking it.
Big is the greatest MC of all time.
The greatest.
The greatest.
So he.
Nobody can fuck
listen,
with Big.
listen. If that's your opinion, I can't change your opinion, and I'm not trying to.
I don't give a fuck what you say.
But when a man says that a girl looks
Yeah,
so
I know
good
this is
that he'll
hip-hop.
suck on a dick,
That's hip hop.
I think that a
That's
man will
hip-hop.
suck on a dick because he's a gay. That's why I think a man will suck
Yeah,
on a dick.
well,
because I've never
well,
seen no girl that looks so
Yeah,
good
well, I'm
that's
not
gonna
stuck
change my
on being
sexuality.
gay. I know what he was talking about.
Me personally.
He's making a metaphor. It's hip hop. Shout out to the real, highly dysfunctional. Back to
Call it what you want.
CINEMAX.
Shout out to the real, highly dysfunctional, and all that.
So when it comes to the gay thing,
I can't.
it's good to have gay men around because there's more women than straight men.
Straight.
See,
I'm
so-
jacking that.
And personally, it's funny because I work with a gay artist. You know, his name is Justin.
Fuck out of here.
He's my brother. Okay, a beautiful songwriter, all the way gay. Okay, and he tells me all the
He
time.
said all the way gay.
No, all the way gay, and he tells me all the time. He's like, Chris, come on, let's go out. I got you. Like, because he looks at me, he's like, you need a girl? I'll do that for you, bro. You can't do what I can do. And the truth is, that man's a magnet. He's a beautiful man. Somehow that's how life works. All women in the world, they're just like, damn, why's he got to be gay? It's like that in life.
Listen, I'm not knocking the
We're
gays.
not doing no anti-gay shit.
We're
on
not.
this
Listen,
show.
I'm not knocking the gays.
We ain't got enough fans for that.
The gays do their own
We don't
thing.
have enough fans for that.
I'm just talking about. I don't think
We
that
don't have
Big
enough
was
fans
the
for-
greatest rapper because of the shit that he said.
I don't care. He said 2 lines,
We talking
nigga.
about gay shit.
He said 2 lines,
They said more than
nigga.
2 lines.
Out of all the rhymes. Shout out to the real. We're not focused on that. I don't give a fuck about that. Let's get back to
I
motherfucking
just say one
CINEMAX.
thing. I gotta say one thing about Biggie, just on the topic.
So Puff hit that?
No. I'm just saying he was a very big guy.
No, he was.
Okay,
we were
that's
next
all-
to him.
that's
We were
all I
next to
gotta
him.
say.
Listen, he came to the town. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to steal my fucking lighter. I was lighting a fucking blunt, and I had one of them fucking retractable shits. And he tried to put my shit in his pocket. You know what I'm saying?
And you was happy about that.
Get the fuck out of here! I wasn't happy.
You bragged about it.
Because it was fucking big. Because I was fucking
big is the greatest.
No,
that's that.
He was not the
Fuck
greatest.
out of here.
I was jacking him back then because he was the biggest nigga that ever.
You
come
was
to our
jacking
town.
him back there. You just said you wasn't.
I didn't say I wasn't jacking a nigga. I didn't say I was not jacking a nigga. I'm not saying I was not jacking big. Who the fuck was not jacking big?
No pause. No pause.
Listen. I think that people.
I
think that people that need to say pause are feeling some type of way.
No, we won this argument. Biggie Smalls. Shout out to the real New York hip hop. Let's
If
go.
you want to give it to Big, you can give it to Big.
I gave it to Big.
I don't give it to Big.
I gave it to Big.
What was he doing?
I mean, he did great things. You know, I thought.
So how do you feel about the whole Big and Pac debate? We got to get back to the cliche shit. We got to get this on record.
Yeah,
we're on the way out the door.
Look, I was all the way New York side, so on that
They
side.
both New Yorkers.
I learned later on in life how great Tupac really was, though.
No, Tupac was great, but he only had 2 good albums.
What?
He had a lot.
He had 2 good albums.
In fact, he's got albums coming out that are great.
The last 2 was the best albums, my nigga. He didn't have no other good albums. He had good songs.
Leave you alone right now.
They say Big had 2 albums. That was the only 2.
About Pac, nigga.
Pac had 2 albums.
Listen, I'm a Pac fan. I'm a Pac fan, but I'm also biased. You know what I'm saying?
What?
So,
Nigga, you was a Big fan.
no, I was not a big fan.
Yes, you was. I was
Not
right
a big
there.
fan,
We
right?
listened to Big in the car.
We used to listen to Rap Big in the car because that was the music that was bumping during that time.
So if it wasn't hot, why are you bumping it?
You brought me out of
This shit was
town
hot. I never said Big wasn't hot, my nigga.
It was hot.
I just
Big
never
was
said.
hot. Shout out to the real. Stop going
I
against
can't
Big.
listen. I can't take nothing away from Big. Big was nice like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
He was
He's
27
just
years
not-
old.
He's
He
just
don't
not
got
my.
nothing to do with Puff.
He's not my
Let's
greatest.
let it
You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask
And
you
I'm not
something.
jacking because West talking about the Puff is the
Let's get
flyest
to the
nigga.
New York. We
I ain't jacking
gotta
the
get the
flyest.
cliche.
I love you,
We gotta get the
baby.
cliche, coach.
Okay, guys.
So how you feel about the Puff shit?
But nah, for real.
I was on in the '90s. I was on the Biggie side.
All right.
You know,
So right now,
I was
longevity.
I was consumed as a fan,
Longevity. You
everybody
like
else.
Pac. He got. No, that's true.
No, I just ended
Pac
up-
stood the test of time more than Big.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I spent a lot of time in Los Angeles and Oakland, San Francisco.
Time there too. But
So when I was in those cities, I put myself in the mind of what it would be like to come out here and try to be something out here. And then I realized when I'm in Los Angeles
How nice Pac was.
that he did this shit in Tinseltown. He did this shit in Hollywood with like Julia Roberts and all that.
Yeah.
You know, around all that big white money
And that shit's
that don't
hard.
want to give a black man a chance. You know what I'm saying?
That shit is hard.
And
That shit is
I mean,
hard.
I don't get me wrong. Like, he made it before Suge Knight because that
He was
motherfucker.
already out.
That motherfucker made it in Hollywood, bro. Like, you know, and he could rap, right? So think about it. I mean, I put Tupac in the space of Will Smith because he's an on-screen performer and he's also an in-booth and live performer in rap. And, you know, I mean, Will Smith has become such a big actor. His, like, rap career is, like, so...
You met Will Smith too, right?
I met Will Smith, too, yes. I met him at Quad.
shout out to CINEMAX, man.
Yeah, I did meet him. He was actually a very nice guy. My story with Will Smith was I met him in the elevator at Quad. ES and CX were there, and ES lit up a Newport cigarette in the elevator.
Oh, goddamn.
And his security guard said, "Are you serious, bro?" And I looked at him like, "Bro, it's fucking Will Smith, bro." And
You disrespect him like a fucking stove.
and ES just put the cigarette out in the elevator. He's like, "My bad." And Will Smith was doing animation voiceovers for some film. I don't remember what it was. Whatever movie he did animation. But yeah, he was a nice guy. But I ended up looking back, like, you know, some Philly, because I work with a lot of Philadelphia rappers, and sometimes they talk about Will Smith, and you know, there's the fact is, man, you know, the guy made it from the hood.
What about the rumors that you hear now?
I don't follow the whole Jada.
You don't
thing.
give
I
a
don't
fuck
even know
about
what's
none of
going on with. I heard about him smacking Chris Rock and all that.
What's your top 5?
Of who? Rappers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of all time, living,
All time,
dead.
yeah.
all time. We
What's the
got to
criteria?
put it on record. We got to get the cliche shit. This the Instagram shit. Let's get it out.
I mean, God.
We're running out of time. We gotta get it out.
All right, so of course, I love KRS-One, Slick Rick, Nas.
Rakim is not there?
Yeah, Rakim would be there. But he in fact, Rakim is there because of the movie Juice.
My outburst.
So but it's funny you're saying this because Juice had a lot to do with this.
Yeah.
In my life, I went to the movies once with my dad. My mom and dad were divorced, and my dad took me to go see the movie Juice in 42nd Street. It was the only time I went to a movie, was to see it. Later on in life, I would come to find out what this movie Juice was really about. So I'm working with my friend Juice, and he tells me, yeah, the movie's about my dad.
The movie was about somebody's dad, Juice?
Yeah, the movie's about Orange Juice Jones. That's why the movie was called Juice.
What you talking about? From the song?
Yeah,
The Rain,
that guy.
Yeah.
So that song came out in '86. It was under Def Jam. Russell was already incredibly successful. But just in mind, if you think about this in hindsight, in the '80s, Russell was basically trying to sell Def Jam in 1988 for about $4 million. All right?
But Loon, right?
No. Well, here's what happened. What happened was Russell owed Orange Juice Jones a lot of money from his record, The Rain. But he had sold The Rain.
That's the name of the song.
In a publishing deal with some group of people that were going to buy Def Jam along with that song. So Orange Juice Jones never really caught much financial wave from that. So Russell's way of paying him back was, look, I got this new movie. I'm working with Samuel Jackson. We got this new kid, Omar Epps, and Tupac are going to be in it, and we want you in it. And we're going to call it Juice, and it's going to be about the duality of the streets or the music. Which one do you choose?
Holy fucking shit.
And if you remember, at the end of the movie, the choice was made. You go off the
you go off the cliff.
You go off the cliff with that street shit, trying to kill everybody. And
I got the juice.
Omar
You said
Epps
some more
He
shit
got the juice now.
Man, this is high dysfunctional. We got I never even heard that shit before.
I'm not done.
Right here,
Shit.
this is history.
Yo,
One more thing.
I wanted to flat blast you. I seen that motherfucker when you walking with that cornbread flake back. I wanted to flat blast him.
Well, that's my man. And so ironically,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so you have to understand because Juice is another one. I just met him, and really, I got to say this. It's because of BIGGIE. R.I.P. BIGGIE. He was just murdered 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, shout out BIGGIE.
It was because of BIGGIE who brought Orange Juice to me because at the time, believe it or not, I was thinking about quitting music. I was just tired of working in hip hop because I was tired of making the kind of beats that people get killed over.
Shout out to that, man. Shout out to you for that. Word.
Yeah, no, I really did. I was done, because I felt like, okay, here's what happens. I make these beats, somebody gets arrested. I make these beats, somebody's going to get shot, somebody gets a chain robbed, something gets stabbed, somebody's always going to do this. It's eventually going to be me. And I need to stop this.
A gun never kills nobody.
Amen to that. But, a man with a gun
the music
could
with the
kill somebody,
soundtrack.
right?
Yeah.
And so, look.
Kill a nigga Luther. Fuck it, you know what I mean?
A loofah.
Okay, I feel you. I feel that. But what I'm saying is,
A loofah.
so ironically, let me tell you
Mark is
something.
a part of the show. He's
No,
part of the
this is
show,
some
guys.
real shit.
He's all in the whole show. He's all in every show.
Us every time we do this.
No, listen, this is some real shit. You got to understand. So
Yo.
I'm hanging with Jermaine and Charles Paul.
You ain't even give me nothing
Right?
Chris.
We never got to that.
No, but listen,
Goddamn.
this is so funny shit. So this is how it all ties in. I'm working with Redman. I'm tired of it. Like, Redman is one of the best. So Redman's a real good dude, right? But it's just like you said, Redman ain't where he was. It's not 1992.
Yo, Michael B. Jordan, how you doing?
And long story short, I'm with Redman in 06, and he's looking at me like, yo, what you gonna do? So I gotta get with whatever's going on now, which is whatever new crews are out. I better start doing tracks with Jim Jones. I better start doing tracks with, Jewels. I better start.
That nigga know.
West.
Yeah. No, we good. So long story short, at the time, because I'm trying to get out of this rap shit, really, because I was working with Blam. You know what I mean? Blam's my brother.
Shout out to Blam.
Yeah, I'm like, look, I don't know. I know. Look, I'll tell you this. This is how it started. Blam's one of my best friends.
Cecil Dow.
Caesar Dow. Yeah.
Cecil.
Yeah. Well, look. So one day,
Talented man.
I did a record with
He's
Blam.
talented on the
Right?
mic.
CEC.
Blam had gone to a party in Spring Valley. I think it was called the Silhouette. I don't know.
Silhouette.
So it was on Main Street. Spring Valley was always the place. Now it's funny because now I feel comfortable in Spring Valley. But back then I didn't. It was like a place where, shit could happen. And so Blam's telling me, nah, fuck that. We're about to play my shit in the Silhouette. So I'm like, all right. So he goes in there, and I guess Saigon's there with a guy named Fabian.
Fabian.
Yeah. And out of nowhere, I don't know what happened, but I guess Fabian just shot Blam. You know?
Yeah, in the leg.
He
in the
did.
leg.
He
Yeah,
really
got
did.
In the leg. I remember that.
So
Funny shit.
Blam ends up. Yeah, he Blam goes to the hospital in Good Samaritan, and the police are there. And these two detectives come to Blam, and they're like, he shot you at close range. We know you got a good look of his face. And Blam says to them, he said it was dark.
Shout out to Blam for not being a snitch.
I said, what the fuck, bro? Now I'm sitting there, you gotta understand, Blam's
That's my
friend.
nigga.
He's my friend. And I'm looking at it like, I don't give a fuck about this Fabian motherfucker. I'll run that motherfucker over. I don't care about who he's hanging with, how tough. I didn't give
And
a
they
fuck.
was friends. That was the craziest part. I used to talk to him about it. Like, yeah,
I didn't know. I was
friend.
just, you know, Blam was my
You
friend.
shot
I didn't
your
know
friend.
Fabian.
I could never shoot my friend.
you
I
know,
don't care how bad I get.
I wasn't as close with Saigon, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. But that's what I'm saying.
He ain't nobody's friend. He's an outside. He ain't from.
Nah, he ain't from here, but he was here young, so it's like, wow.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that to say that was definitely like, okay, bro, like I keep making these beats.
You was there for that.
Yes.
You was there for a lot of shit in life, my nigga.
Well, yeah,
All of that
so
shit.
when I was there,
All that
you
shit.
gotta understand now.
I wasn't there for that. I heard about it. I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I was
damn.
there. I'm sitting there looking at Jermaine like, Jermaine, you better fucking do this fucking R&B shit, you know? And he's looking at me like, nigga, I'll take it. Let's go. So by this point, Jermaine's singing with Alicia Keys. And I'm
So,
like,
hold
all
up,
right.
real quick.
Yeah.
Skip that. Jermaine Paul, Alicia Keys. 'Cause
Yeah.
We got to wrap it up about you.
Okay.
So let's get to Jermaine Paul, Alicia Keys.
In a nutshell, you already know he won The Voice. He sang with Alicia Vocal.
But why it never panned out? What do you think happened?
Well, I just say it like this: either you invest in yourself in your career, or you share with people who will, right? And or if you're desired to do that. The album when he did The Voice, like personally, I'm kind of upset with Jermaine. Still, it's been over 10 years. It's been since 2012, and he won The Voice.
He should have been a ticket. I don't understand that.
Well, I tell it how it is.
He has the look, the voice, everything.
The guy is the greatest singer in the country. Okay, you know.
I used to actually beat him
No,
as a kid.
let me tell you something. Jermaine's got an album. I recorded it. It's got Stevie Wonder on it.
This is
Okay,
true.
I mean, it's
I used to beat him. I used to
Yeah.
beat him in singing as a kid.
No, we forget. Black used to sing.
he
did.
took
Fight
that
this nigga
person.
all the time.
No,
Real
fuck
shit.
right. He can sing. Black can sing.
I used to kick
I don't know if he
ass
can still
and-
sing.
I just heard you now. Before, when you were doing the thing, I was sitting there looking at you. Like,
He
wow,
can
I
sing.
didn't know that.
You forgot.
Hear that shit.
No, it's a true story. I was
No,
like,
he
wow,
can
his voice is
sing, my
great.
nigga. We forget.
And-
Black used to battle niggas. Remember he
What's
beat
his
Chad?
jealous
Chad
ass
was
tickets,
part
bro?
of one accord or something. Remember Chad?
Wes.
Remember Chad, the
We used to
singer?
have singing battles.
You beat Chad.
I used to- I
and,
beat
and he
Chad.
started crying.
And on the hill in the courtyard.
And he cried. I was right there.
We love
That's
each
a
other.
fact. You had skills.
But
You're another waste of talent.
This
You're
nigga-
part of
Oh,
Spring
God
Valley.
damn. Wait, I'm part of.
You're part of Spring Valley. That black
Leave him
hole.
alone. Leave him alone.
Yes,
But go ahead, back to Jermaine Paul.
So we obviously the rise came, but then I'm going to be honest with you. When he got into the situation with Universal Motown, I started seeing these R&B cats, and I met one guy. This is what was happening in these sessions. Well, I'm just telling the truth, just so you understand. At the end of the night, there was a session report. All right, Universal needed to know who the players were on the songs. Well, it was me, Adam Deitch, a guy named Adam Smirnoff, and another brother named Nick Casper. And we were making a lot of these songs. We had brought like 20 songs to the table. And they liked these songs. And Jermaine had already done the vocals at the house. So these songs were done, and they were definitely, how can I say this? High prospects for making the album. And I was looking at the session report at night.
Yeah, shit ain't on.
Well, no, they crossed our names out.
Yeah, shit ain't on.
And then they were putting,
This
they,
a motherfucker.
respectfully, they were crossing our names out. They would cross Adam Deitch's name, who's one of the most incredible drummers in the world. And they crossed his name to put Steve Jordan. They crossed my name and Shmeen's to put Ray Parker Jr., who made Ghostbusters. And then my other friend Nick, they crossed his name to put Willie Weeks, who was the bass player for Stand By Me. Lean on me, you know, all that shit. We were in the room with guys that were 70. This man, Ray Parker Jr., he could see the look in my eye, like something's wrong. And he put his arm around me. He said, I want to tell you a story. So I said, all right, tell me a story, Mr. Parker. And Ray told me, he said, man, look, I was working for Berry Gordy in 1979. I made this track. It was kind of big. You know, nigga stole it from me. I was like, oh, yeah, what's it called? He said, Sexual Healing. You heard of it? Marvin Gaye, I made that song.
Wow.
I was like, oh, shit. So he's looking at me. He's like, yeah, nigga. That was 1981. I had to carry around my equipment for another 5-6 years. I was doing beat jobs, bro. I was sitting there doing fucking, I don't know if you guys remember those demos back in the 80s when you were making 10, 20-second demos. They used to have a name for them. Whatever. Long story short, motherfucker told me he had got a plane. He had got 757 jet. I said, from what? He said, when he wrote Ghostbusters. And he was telling me that, like, in life, you're going to get robbed in this music shit. Like you are right now. But at some point, this shit will turn around.
You goddamn right it is.
That was 2012. Yeah.
And now you about to see your fucking day.
So ultimately, why didn't it happen though? It should have happened.
Well, I think at the end.
He had every.
So now here's what happened. So some of my boys, like me, I didn't give a fuck. I wanted to see the album come out. So I wasn't going to be making noise with Monty Lipman and all these fucking Universal high-ups that are like $100 million motherfuckers. I ain't the one to tell them shit. I just want them to say yes. But my boys just looked at it like, fuck that. We getting paid or that shit ain't coming out. And then the argument started stirring, and then I think he just looked at it like, I didn't come here for all this. You know, and it was a lot of, you know.
Too many hands in the pot?
Chris. It didn't need to be, but yeah. That's exactly what.
Fucking came from the hospital.
Yeah, I did. It's good. I'm happy I'm here. I wouldn't have been here if I wasn't happy.
You a trooper.
Well, I'm happy to be here, Wes. I mean,
I gotta get that to you.
No, I appreciate you, bro. Like, I mean it, because, like, you know, I'm gonna tell you that this is a real reason why I'm here. I was in the hospital. I did almost fucking die, brother. And you know what? I said, damn, more importantly, the reason I'm doing this ain't so much for the platform or for me. It's in case one day my daughter sees this. That's why I'm doing this.
That's good shit.
We talk about this all the time. Just talk about that.
That's
real
why I'm
shit.
doing this.
Yo, listen. Now, growing up, like, cause that brings me back. Cause I always say, if you want to find out why a child is smart or dumb, follow him home. How was your upbringing?
Yeah, my parents were divorced, you know. So my mom, like my dad was a French guy. You know what I'm saying? Now this is real talk. You know, my dad was a French guy. My family, we're from Martinique, so it's black and white. You feel me?
Yes.
And okay, in a nutshell, it's an interesting story because my grandfather looks like me, and so at the time in the '60s, people like us were getting maintenance jobs. My grandfather worked for Air France, and they were having dreams one day that they would eventually. I remember my grandfather and my grandma saying, one day you're gonna see there's gonna be black people at the ticket counter serving them tickets, because it was a white people only job to serve the tickets. Black people could do the maintenance, they could work in baggage and shit like that. So my dad was a white guy, and my grandfather knew that my dad couldn't speak English. So he said, you know what, drop this French motherfucker off on Fifth Avenue and make him cook. And so
He just left you to be.
yeah, he left him on 67th Street and Fifth Avenue, and he worked at the Carlisle. And in a few weeks, he became like executive chef of this Carlisle hotel, and then he went to the Russian Tea Room. And then before you know it, he was opening up restaurants with John and Peter Gotti. And so I got to grow up, you know.
With special people.
I got to see them, John Gotti,
Here
Peter
you
Gotti. You know,
And your pops was cooks for them.
Yeah,
my
great
dad
life. He had a great
was
life.
cooking for them, and
He had a great fucking life.
well, it hasn't started yet. This year is going to be a good one.
That's some
we
good
all going to
shit.
be there.
So hold up. Let's get back to you before we end this
Good
shit. What you got coming up next?
So 24, I don't know. All I know is that I'm going to just be real with you.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be real. Like,
Shit.
you know, there's some incredibly powerful people that are, I don't know, aligned with me, and they fuck with me, and they're like emotional, like we're brothers. And
Yeah, shout out to Netflix.
yeah, no, not even
didn't even
Netflix.
get to the
I got
movie.
now. Listen,
This is
I
fucked up.
have some really good friends, man, and
As you should.
no,
As you
and I'm
should,
gonna keep.
'cause
I'm
you're
gonna
a
be
really
honest.
good motherfucker.
No, but these particular friends, we went through hell together, and you know, long story short, my friends also saw what I was going through, And then, really, man, at the end of the day, man, to really crack in the music shit, you need money. You feel me?
Goddamn right.
And all these years, I ain't never had it. I mean, to be real, I still don't have it.
You
but
claim that.
No, I'm telling you, but I'm around some people that got a lot more than a lot.
Keep saying
They got a lot more than a lot. And so they're basically, now the truth be told, these people, they serious. And
they got your back.
Yeah,
they should. They recognizing your talent, and they should, because your fucking talent is valid.
Yeah, but it ain't just about the money. You got to understand that. It's like, because it's about honesty. Because honesty is really what, you can have money, right? But if you don't have true people around you, it means nothing.
That's a fact.
And so, like, even people with all the money in the world, like, the most valuable thing besides time is the honest people you got around you.
Shout out to the real.
Straight.
So when you talk about CINEMAX, when you talk about Chris Pinset, what's the first sentence that come to mind?
I don't know. Am I supposed to answer?
Yeah, you're supposed to answer. First word, first sentence. You got one word, I'll give you a sentence. I'm giving you an option.
I mean, music and movies.
That motherfucker committed.
Music and movies.
That's all I think
committed.
about.
When you talk about your name, that's what you want to be known for. That's what you think about.
Yeah, I'm trying to eventually just compose films and
when you think about people, what comes to mind? First word, first sentence.
People are really good. Good people. I mean,
When you talk about the world, when you think about the world right now.
It's a hard place to live in.
And what's your perfect day? Describe it.
Nobody's getting killed.
Nobody's getting killed. That's your perfect day. When you talk about the independent films you did, you got...
I did one during COVID. It was called No Lives Matter. It had Smoke DZA in there, BENIE in there. It had SPESH in there. It had I got REDMAN. Yeah, I basically I'll send you a link. But it was good. People told me we should sell it, but then COVID passed. We did the movie. Ironically, it started as a joke. Juice one day called me. He's like, "Yo, bro, Donald Trump's giving away 20 grand." I said, "Shut the fuck up." My mom looked at him like, "Shut the fuck up." And he put me onto the unemployment thing. 1-888-209 whatever 83-8124. I stayed on that fucking line, and I got that $15,000 from Donald Trump.
Word?
Yeah, me and Juice, we looked at each other. We were up 35,000.
Shout out to Donald Trump for that.
Listen, when we got
Donald Trump for president.
Yo, listen,
2024.
And Donald Trump wrote me 4 times
at
New City
Get
Jail.
on record.
Real shit.
All right,
Shout out to
so
Donald Trump for that.
This is a true story too, and the girls could tell you this. One of my good friends is special assistant.
Hey, girls.
No, he's special assistant to Donald Trump, right? So throughout that whole thing, my best friend is in the White House with Donald Trump through the whole COVID. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but this was a kid who was selling weed. Okay, I'm talking about like killing it. And what happened is one day he just ended up working for Trump.
What?
Yeah, he went from selling weed to working in the White House. I was sitting there like, what the
Weed
fuck?
to the White House. That's unprecedented.
And
keep going.
but nah, truth be told, he's a suave motherfucker, and the girls love him. And my man, he's just got that look to him. He's got that Leonardo shit that he just walked right in there with that suit. And, and then he's with Ivanka and all them. So, he's actually down. He actually lives close to them now because that's his work. Now, I'm saying that to say that's obviously it's a politicized world. There's some people that hate Trump. There's some people that love it. But, yeah, we did use the money from unemployment to make this film called No Lives Matter. And it was about a kid who, with Juice, actually, who's broke, living in Jefferson Projects, wanting to get this unemployment money, not believing it could happen. And he owes his plug $5,000, played by LDJ, who's gonna kill him if he doesn't give him this $5,000. In the film, LD ends up basically killing him. But as he's dying,
no choice but to kill niggas. Good.
Yeah, as his last breath, as he's dying, he realizes his brother ends up with the unemployment money, and that brings him back to life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to the real.
That's
So,
a good look.
what's next for CINEMAX?
Just gonna have a big year. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think when I plan
You
shit,
don't wanna
I
tell
fail.
us.
No. I'm telling you, I have an album definitely coming, Justifer. That's coming. I know I got a new album with Billa called. Oh shit, he's gonna kill me.
Shout out to Jake Bill.
No, it's called. Damn, it starts with an R. What is it called?
Ruckus.
No. I gotta come up with a name because he
Call
changes the
Rashid.
names all the time. No, hold on.
Right.
Something about rebuilding. I don't
Realize.
remember. But the bottom line is Billa's new album's got SPESH SPESH on it.
Reseller.
Production by 183rd. He's got a bunch of people on there. And, you know, we just did Grimy Wealth that had Uncle Murder on there and Benny on there. And that vinyl is going to be out there in January. So we're putting out a lot of vinyl. I'm reissuing the vinyl for Rappin' Weed with REDMAN, Cameron, Jay Worthy, and Smoke Dizza on that project. So we'll push that out. I'm doing that so I can raise money for BI's son. So all the money will go to his son so he has a college.
Positive cause.
Yeah, so we're trying to raise money for his kid. And then, you know, like my brother Bill has been helping us out a lot because when Dominic died, you know, Dominic White.
Shout out to Dom.
Yeah, he passed away.
Shout out to Doc White, man.
You know,
my man from the Sandbox.
Yeah, my brother Bill just, you know, who met Doc a few times. You know, just really put up some paper to really make sure he got his funeral.
Bad luck.
Did the same thing for B-High. I mean,
shout out to Dom. Good guy, bad luck. I was locked up with Dom. It's always been the same motherfucker everywhere. And
that's my brother.
It's very sad.
Yeah, shout out to
same motherfucker as rest of what.
And shout out to Taz. Shout out to Doc's little brother Taz.
I'm from Spring Valley. We all know Spring Valley Night history. And shout out to the real. We got CINEMAX, Chris Pinset, the legend.
Yeah.
Hold up. Say, shout out to the real, highly dysfunctional.
Shout out to the real, highly dysfunctional. That's what's going on.
We appreciate you.
Listen. Shout out to the real. Shout out to the fake. Shout out to that nosy bitch. She better stay in her place. Get in line, punk. I got Ronnie Street, Wesley Bernstein, my whole family, Marcus Larkins, P&D Seafood. Thanks for checking in. This is a wrap, fellas. I can't wait till y'all see this explosive interview. I did the best I could. Shout out to the real. CINEMAX, Chris Pinset. This is history in the making. Thank you for coming on the show. You gave me a lot. We out of here.